Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Critical Question, episode number 4. I'm Dr. Dani of The Real Sky, and I'm joined by my friend and colleague and collaborator, Logan Jason of Decode Your Reality. Hey, Logan, how's it
Nice
going?
to see you here. Yeah, I see you upgraded with the QR code, huh? Wow.
Well,
Getting all fancy.
thanks for bringing that up. That is actually just a new thing. It's a way to keep track of you guys, the ones who have submitted questions, the ones who've been on the show. And for those of you that maybe want to get the first email when we're ready to do another show, and maybe you'd like to be a guest or maybe you'd like to submit a question. So that is there for you guys to click on and just go sign up. It's my email list. So it's, I'm not going to spam you. I'm just going to tell you about
All you
stuff.
techies out there using these
Yeah.
QR codes.
Well, it said, "Hey, do you want to do a QR code?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So
That's awesome.
anyway, well,
Nice.
you're looking well and sun-kissed and great.
Well,
How are you?
I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I mean, just getting off of my tune-up in Canada. Not done, but it was definitely a major upgrade for me. Getting this body back to symmetrical format. So, what
Are
about you?
there exercises that you have to do now, like post?
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is new for me. So I did what's called muscle activation therapy. So I went to see a specialist. His name is John. He's absolutely amazing. If you're in the Calgary area, I think everybody needs to do it. Honestly, because the body just goes out of whack and the muscles get turned off. And when that happens, the body has to compensate. And if you're anything like me, if you've been especially looking into your phone, leaning into your mouse, the posture gets kind of messed up. And I think everybody needs to do it. So,
Yeah, I had one of those frozen shoulder deals when I was going through perimenopause. Some of you can relate to that. And
yeah,
the exercises, I did some PT, and the exercises were actually to strengthen the upper back, to like squeeze those muscles as often as possible.
right.
That kind of helps keep you from getting that bent over neck that everybody's getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing, man. Trying to hold up that 20 pounds of your head, it's
exactly.
careful on that neck. And I got a longer neck, I got like a giraffe neck, so it's even worse for me. Yeah.
Your giraffe neck and my T-Rex arms.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, we have an amazing show. We have, again, just a list of magnificent questions, and we have 4 guests who've all responded. And I have all of their dossiers loaded up for us. They'll start here with us probably in about 54 minutes. But I thought we'd just chit chat a little bit. I do have a decode presentation that I'd like to share, mostly because the methods that we use to help you guys, tarot, astrology, numerology, the cards, that's what this is how we use it. We use it to sort of forensically decode the day, the energy, and then we can also use it to decode our own lives. You want to talk about your spotlight course while we're here? It's free. I mean, we're not trying to make a profit, but it can
Yeah,
help
no,
you
I mean,
understand the methods,
thank you. No, it's
Yeah.
just everybody. You should do it if you get some. Everybody's got time, so it's donation based. It's all free. There's
Yeah.
no excuse if you want to learn about yourself. Spotlight.life. It's the website's right below my name in the bottom left hand corner of where you're looking at me. That's the way you spell it. And yeah, I mean, it's something I've been working on for 9 years, and then
Yeah.
put it out last year. So.
All the methods, right? Astrology,
Yeah, we have more.
numerology.
I'm adding more. I just
Yeah.
created the nakshatra chart for the 27 lunar mansions. I have to adjust it, but that's pretty exciting because you can't go by the 30 degrees. You can't when I started to look at the nakshatras,
I
man,
know.
I was like, wait a minute, how can that span that when it's not even there? It's not supposed to be there.
When
So
you showed that to me, my heart kind of sank a little bit.
uh,
But I mean, it did, because I was like, oh no, we literally have to tear down everything,
got to tear down everything, man.
really, to get
And
it.
yeah. And what I sent you in the community, I actually deleted it on my Patreon, because I have to revise it. So I have to, and took me hours and hours and hours, and I'm still not done to figure out and plot and plan, where they sit. So
Yep. And that's how you get good at these things, guys. You just put in the reps. You look at the cards every day, or you look at whatever modality you love every day, and it just becomes a second language. And the reason that we started this show is because when people realize that their reality is not what they were told it was, they go through that awakening or whatever, they start to realize that they can do kind of whatever they want, but in a way they feel bad about it. So they're asking all these questions like, should I break up with so and so? Should I move to Bali? Like, can I actually do what I want? Can I give myself permission to do these things? And so this is a a new format where we're bringing these esoteric, well, not so esoteric anymore, tools into sort of like the advice hotline kind of format. So
even my friend Roel told me, if you have the Prometheus software for mastering the zodiac, they've just released the astrocartography.
Yes,
which
yes.
changes because it's not going to be in line with the tropical that everybody's been using.
Nope.
So another cool tool. I haven't played around with it because I don't actually have the software. I just use the free version, but it's out there. So,
well, I have it. So if you have any questions about it,
I
or you could help me understand it, because I don't really understand it.
Oh yeah, it's just this.
People ask me about it all the time. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really do astrocartography, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, it's fun. It's not a final answer thing for me. It's a kind of a fun way to look at our reality. But more importantly, you can go anywhere in the world and have your life uprooted and have that Chiron Pluto energy, come into play. So it doesn't necessarily have to play out that astrocartography.
Yeah.
It's a cool tool to use though.
Cool. Look at all these beautiful souls. We have Lori and Pam, our moderators, and we have folks from all over the world who've been waiting for this episode. So let's see. Let's see who's here. All right. Yeah. Here's I also have a free course, but it's just astrology. So she put that there.
You dumb it down.
Just the astrology.
That's enough.
Lux Pendragon's here. Sonia's here. This episode. Uh-oh. What was that noise? Okay. All right. So many QR codes, so little time, y'all. Yeah, do click on that if you want to get on the mailing list. That way you guys will be first when we have spots open up again in the future. Cool. All right, everybody just saying hello. That's awesome. Do you want to look at some code with me? A little bit of decode?
Of course, yeah. I'm gonna actually sign off here first. Not sign off, but I have to go charge my phone because if I don't and the calls come in, it may die. So I'll be right back.
Okay, very good.
I'll be right back.
All right, I need to get some kind of speaker face on there too. All right, let me go down into this. Maybe when he comes back, we can ask him to do music. All right, so this is episode 4. So I thought I'd do a little decode in homage to the number 4. And when we do numerology, we sort of take for granted what these numbers mean. And I always like to think of it as number 1 is sort of the all, the unity, the monad. And then in order to know itself, the 1 separated into the 2. So you get, the duality, the polarity, trying to integrate itself back together so that it can create a 3rd, which is 3. And then 4 becomes sort of the stable, foundation from which everything else can grow, right? Is that sort of how you would look at the numbers, just sort of briefly, how they kind of morph into the next one? And then 5, of course, would be the creativity, the ants in your pants, the wanting to shift a little bit. And that's 6 is nurturing. 7 is is that creativity or is that spirituality?
Well, I look at 7 like the analyst, right? Because if you're like the 7th day of rest in theology is like, what would you do if you created Earth and you finished and you just had your climax? You'd be like, and then you'd look down below at all the other 6 days of creation and you'd start to critique and analyze. That's why if you have a 7 life path or 7 birthday, you're more going to lean towards that introspection. You need time alone, by yourself, quietude, and you are that analyst at that crown position. Yeah.
Beautiful. And then 8 is power, right? And then 9 is completion.
9's the pivot. Yeah, completion.
The pivot. And then
you could say 7 is completion in that 7 cycle. Mm-hmm. I like to look at 9 as like the pivot point of where 9 is the one that directs where the energy is going to go next.
Right. And then 0 is infinite potential.
Yep.
Yeah. So 4 also has a lot of other meanings. You can think right away to the 4th chakra, which is the heart chakra, the anahata. So this picture came to mind immediately to me. But, doing astrology, it's also the 4th house, and the 4th house is often associated with the sign of Cancer. The sun will actually move into Cancer tomorrow. So it is not Leo season this week. It is Cancer season. The sun is still in Gemini today. But at any rate, yeah, the sun's moving into Cancer. Jupiter's in Cancer. Cancer, 4th house, ruled by the moon, eclipses, lunar nodes, all of that energy, right? Sometimes they associated with mother, ancestors, your foundations, right? The deep inner part of your soul. Does anything else come to your mind when you think of 4?
Well, cube,
Yep.
square, 4 corners, north, south, east, west, 4 blood types. 4 is the emperor in the tarot. 4 hearts, 4 clubs, 4 spades, 4 diamonds, all those kinds of things. 4 is tied to the word life. Game of life is the 4 wands. 4 wands is the game is life. Because life is drive and ambition. It's tied to Mars. It sits in the Mars line. 4 does. So the heart um, is kind of the navigating point of where you're going to pivot. So,
Right. It's compassion also,
yep.
right? Sacrifice, even, I would say.
Student, teacher, people that have, like, I'm a 4 birthday. So like I can be very stubborn because 4 is a cube. The cube is like a very structured, you really can't push it over.
You
It's
can't
very,
roll a
very
cube.
stable.
Nope.
Yeah. So 4s are very stubborn. They can be, right? And we're 4s are teachers and students of life. So it is tied to the heart. Yeah, like you said, the anahata.
That's a new one. I like that teacher student. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, so I did some Chaldean numerology, and I went ahead and just typed in the moon, right, just to see what that was, and I got 37, which is an interesting number. So I'm just going to put this right over here for a second, and then unconditional love, which is 73, mirrors of one another. So we're just going to keep those over here for a second. But the 18th card is the moon card in our tarot deck. So that's a nice little synchronicity. And then if you spell anahata in Chaldean, you get the number 18. Also, numbers can be associated, at least in astrology. Cancer, the 4th house, is associated with water, and water is associated with the moon. So this fits very nicely. There's a nice nod from the universe that these synchronicities come together within the number 4. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did a whole decode on 4. It's tied to 22, 4 the
Nice.
blood types. Yeah. And unconditional love through the Chaldean. If you go and do the tarot mapping with that, unconditional is 52, which is tellurium. So Earth is unconditional. That's why everything goes on Earth, whether you like it or not. And then love is the world card, right? So and that's the 52nd card is the 2 of swords, which is a neutrality. So unconditional means neutrality. It means playing both sides and not playing both sides and not playing them at the same time.
A compassionate detachment, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All
And then the moon is, the word sun is 14, like the.
Yeah.
Very fascinating, because what is the theo? Like the word theo means God. So the word sun in Chaldean numerology has that same numerical value of 14 and 23. And if you spell it out, 14, 23 in Chaldean, you'll get 88, which is raw. Yeah.
Well, I love that mirror numbers, these two at least, have mirror primes, right? So they're the 12th prime, 21st prime. And then you add them together and you get 33. But what's interesting about this is if you take the words pi and phi and you put them in the phi cipher, you get 33. There's also a lot of other words associated with the number 4 that have 33. Emotion, ancestors, pregnancy, right? The mother, the moon swelling, and then mother in the phi cipher is 33. So I thought that was very interesting.
The word the in English numerology is 33.
There you go. And you just said that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Theos. Theo. Yeah. God. Theology. That's where you get theology. The is a huge word, right? Because It literally is like anytime you see the car, the computer, it just means God's computer or
Right. In
the
Spanish, it's el
L.
computador. And
Okay,
yeah.
L is
Mhm.
God or light, right? So it's the means God. Whenever you see the word the, it means that's why you get theology, THE. The.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. All right. And then just some words that are associated with these primes. Rebirth is 21, property, home, all associated with this numerology. So it's kind of cool that you can plug these words in and get the numbers that connect it back to the original concept. So if we look at today's card, which is the 9 of clubs, it's a 22. You add that together, you get a 4. Um, Oh, my little thing is hiding up. There we go. Let me move that. I can't see the corner of my slide. That's 27. 27 added together is 9. Sacrifice is also 27, which I thought was very interesting. And the word sacrifice kept coming up for me for the 4 energy. So, any of you that are 4s have Cancer energy, have a lot of lunar energy, you sacrifice a lot. And you love so much, and you people sort of disappoint you sometimes because of how much you actually love. You expect to be loved back. I see this all the time, and then when I make that connection for people, they're like, holy smokes, it's okay for me just to love, because whether they love me back or not, it doesn't reflect how much love I'm giving out. Does that make sense? Like with the connecting that to sacrifice and
Totally.
unconditional love. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know the 27 Club, right? We did a decode on. Actually, I have a decode on sacrifice. The 27
I'm
Club.
sure you
Janis
do.
Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. They all died at 27.
Oh, their age, yeah.
Winehouse, yeah, 27. 27 Club.
And see, now it ties back to that. They loved so much, so deeply. Artists do that a lot. So there's the 4s, the 9 of wands is the 31st card, which is a 4. So that's interesting. And the other thing too about 4 and 9, like on the houses, when you look on an astrological wheel, and you'll get a kick out of this, Logan, is that they're the same house if you do counterclockwise or clockwise. So 4 becomes 9 and 9 becomes 4 if you switch the directions.
Yep.
And they're at this awkward angle called an inconjunct. So it's a harmonic that feels a little awkward, the 4 and the 9 energy. And I get that. I feel that as a 4 sometimes. you know.
Me too.
So aluminum is the 13th element, and its atomic mass is 27. So it ties to the date and to the word sacrifice. And then, of course, 13 added together is a 4. And heart chakra is 31. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another mirror, and it connects to the 9 of wands.
Yep.
Yep.
Chakra being 14. It's interesting with chakra because chakra is 14. The word sun is 14. The sun goes through the chakras, illuminates them. There really is a lot. Like when I decoded the word sacrifice in the 27 Club and all this stuff, it started out with the Aztecs. I don't know if you've ever done any research on the Aztecs, but they were doing a lot of sacrifice, and it was all pledging to the sun. The Aztecs.
Yeah, were they at the Temple of the Sun?
Temple of the Sun. Man.
Teotihuacan? Yeah, we went there. I've been there.
Yep. And so and L is 13. So aluminium is a big element on the periodic table.
Right. It means light, right?
Yeah. Well, it means
to illuminate.
a luminary body. You get that from that, right? You can extract that from that. But 13, the protons of it, that the word L in Hebrew, Aleph and Lamed equal 13. So, and L is the letter L, right? And L is 7, and there are 7 colors of the rainbow. Yeah. So that's a big element, aluminium.
Yep. And it ties right in.
Ties right in.
All right. Then I did this thing with the day of the year where we did a tarot reduction and we got 44, which is perfect because it's like, okay, we're both 4s. It's our 4th show. Why wouldn't 44 show up? Makes perfect sense. And then you can, so the card for that is this 8 of cups. And then I did it with the playing cards too. And why wouldn't that also be 44?
Absolutely.
Like that makes complete sense. Yeah. And that's the 5 of spades. And there's a little moon in that 8 of cups there. And the immediate read I got on this was that there is there's a need for release, and one is sort of willing, like you just let it go and you go, and the other one is it sort of happens to you and you go sort of through an adjustment, a rough period, sort of a 5 restless energy. And
Yeah.
that's where we're at. So that's why we're here to answer your questions, because these things are hard to navigate sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. All right, let me go to the next one. So I did pull all the cards that are 4.
Beautiful. I love it.
Just so we could get an idea of what numbers we're dealing with. And with the range of the numbers, I thought, well, maybe we could put them on the astroalchemical wheel and see what happens. And they all fit. I didn't really, let's see, let's do it this way. So, except for the 4 of Pentacles, that was 68. So I did the wheel reduction,
Yeah.
right? And it ended up being a 4.
Yeah. Oh, that's 64 is huge.
Yeah.
That's mapping. You map it down, and yeah.
So, yeah, that is what I did. I didn't really, try to interpret the gates or anything. I thought maybe if you saw something that jumped out at you, you could do that. But that's pretty much what the presentation was, just to show you the energy of the 4, show you how these methods can be manipulated. And then the interpretation, of course, is up to you and the code that you're chasing. But
well, a big one that stands out is the 4 of clubs down there at the bottom in gate 17. I don't remember exactly the definition of gate 17, but I do know that what's fascinating about this is the 4 of clubs is the 4 of wands. The 4 of wands is tied to iron. Iron's tied to the Yod-Heh-Vahe. The Yod-Heh-Vahe comes on the scene during the age of Aries primarily. It was found in ancient in the Taurian age, the Bronze Age. It started there, but then when they blow the shofar ram's horn, that's Aries, right? And they got penalized by worshiping the golden calf. So that 4 of wands is tied to Mars, which is tied to life, the word life. And of course, Aries is like the first sign, right? Fire.
Yep.
So, yeah. Beginning.
And then, of course, gate 4. I can't remember what that was. It beryllium?
Beryllium, yeah.
Yeah. So 3
that's our element based upon our birth.
Yep.
Which has got a weight of 9.
Right. 9 and 4. There you go.
9 and 4, the repeating of 4.
But you add them together and it's 13.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's that.
Good job. It looks good.
Thank you. I do have the sky and the chart if you want to look at any astrology for today. It's very interesting. We're actually, just to give you a brief summary of what's coming, we have our full moon, or our new moon, coming on the 29th. And that is, or the full moon, the full moon on the 29th. And that's the last full moon before the next eclipse, which is on August 12th or 13th. So we are like right at the end of a shift in energy, and then we have eclipse season, and then it gets weird. It always gets weird around eclipse season. So
is that a new moon too?
Yeah. So we'll have a new moon solar eclipse, and those of you in the northern hemisphere, like North England type area, might see it. And then there is a lunar eclipse after that, at the end of August. So I also have a birthday coming up. Yeah, I also have a birthday coming up. I have a solar return on the 4th of August.
Nice.
So that's fun. So that's what's exciting. There's this Barbo's basket. Has anybody asked you about that?
No.
A lot of people have asked me about the Barbo's basket. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
That's because you're over there just working hard, decoding everything.
I'm in my own bubble, man. I'm completely ignorant in so many ways.
All right, let me see. I know I have this other window, so let me see if it will let me open it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. All right, you guys should be able to see that. Good. I'll show you the Barbo's basket in a second. I just wanted you guys to see the beautiful night sky. So if I put this atmosphere back in, and we go to like right around now, what time is it? Like 8 o'clock. Yeah, let's go up a little bit. So the sun will be setting where I live, and you get to watch evening star Venus brighten up the evening sky, and then this really nice moon sextile sun. And you can tell it's sextile because the moon's not fully a quarter square yet. And it's not a fat moon like it's about to be, but it's just like right there and it's smiling at you, and you can still see Venus. It's a Virgo moon. So today, for me anyway, this was an energy of like getting some things done, like just taking care of stuff around the house, making things just a little bit more perfect, just tweaking things. That was what I did today. And last night, the moon was right next to Venus, and it was really, really beautiful. So this has been kind of the highlight of my life. One thing that is coming that I just want to show you in the sky that you guys will get a kick out of before we meet again is the, let's go forward in time to sunrise. And yeah, here it is. What I want you guys to watch as the day, as we get further along in the days, is that the sky will correspond with the heliacal rising of star Sirius.
Yeah.
And that usually happens around August 7th, August 8th, which corresponds to the sun moving into Leo, which is like the Lion's Gate. So that's coming also right before the next solar eclipse. Did you have any thoughts about that? Anything you want to think of?
I mean, I have right now I got a presentation coming out ashore on Orion.
Oh, awesome.
That'll be my next. Yeah, it'll be a short. I think it'll be a short. It'll be just focusing on there was Orion Pictures. They actually created Terminator. The movie Terminator.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Jupiter was in Orion. And so I'm saying that because if like right now, there's a very good chance some shit's about to hit the fan because Mars is right now in Orion. Yeah. It just moved in there on the
yeah, I mean, look at how close it is. Is it Taurus? Is it Orion? Is it Gemini?
It's definitely still in Taurus right now, but it's on the cusp. But Orion is about 20 degrees Taurus to about 5 degrees Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is the impact, and Mars is there right now. So there could be a shit show going on at some point somewhere with this Mars position in Orion.
Mars has been very much a brutal energy for a lot of people this last month. It really has. I tell you, I did a bender of 4 shifts this past week. It was like a Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. And normally I get a little bit of rest, but every single night I was up all night. And it was just crazy. It was all things. And I blame Mars.
Well, what days are you talking about? Push that back a little bit.
So it was around the new moon. And I swore this is the last time I'm going to work that much around a new moon. I always try to avoid it because it's crazy around new moons.
Really?
It is. Yeah.
Don't forget, man, Uranus is in Taurus.
Yeah.
Uranus and Mars together. Whoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yep. And
bring a shitstorm. How you put it in Orion? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling this you're going to see this in this presentation. Why Arnold Schwarzenegger was picked for the Terminator because he has Uranus and Mars conjunct in Orion. Damn it!
Does he really?
Guess what? Fails miserably. Tropical astrology. Are you surprised?
No.
Make toilet flush with that.
I have something to say about that.
It's
about tropical astrology.
A toilet flush.
No, it's not a toilet flush. It's I did this.
Oh, nice. I got to get that one. I don't have that.
I downloaded it from Pixabay.
I'm actually going to be using that for this upcoming short on Orion and the Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly that buzzer sound. That's the Family Feud buzzer.
Yep. Tropical astrology. No. Cool. Let me pull up the chart here. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, so the Barbo's basket, you guys can see my mouse, right?
What is it? This is right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, look at Mars conjunct Uranus.
Mm-hmm. Can you see my mouse though?
Mars and Uranus and Taurus, man. Terminator.
Okay, so Jupiter is one point of the Barbo's basket, and then Uranus is the next point. They're in a sextile. And this is perfect. Like this past week, right meow, They are literally like exactly 60 degrees apart. Uranus is exactly 60 degrees apart from Neptune, and then Neptune is exactly 60 degrees away from Pluto. These are in exact opposition. So the sextile relationship here is what they call the Barbos basket. And I forgot his first name, but this guy predicted this and said this would be a tremendous turning point for the collective of humanity. And I don't disagree. And the reason I'm saying this is because about 6 months ago, we had a new moon right here on Pluto. We had, remember, it was Sun, Venus,
Oh
Mercury,
yeah, yeah,
Mars,
yeah.
Pluto, like all of them just right here conjunct. And I said, this moment right here is when we will look back and say everything changed. And now we are at the halfway point of that Sun Pluto cycle. And we're about to have the full moon on Pluto. Well, and they're both activating this ring of sextiles, which is
Mm.
fascinating. And then because Venus is slowing down, she's moving as slow as Mars right now. They're going to be in this square for a hell of a long time, like through August, like through the end of August, I think. So there's going to be a tension here between our, feminine and masculine polarities within us and within the collective energy. Should be very interesting.
You're gonna see a lot. I bet there's gonna be an increase in narcissism when that Venus gets. That will.
No, I think it's happening next week. Let me show you. Let me show you what's happening next week. Let me put actually let me fix this. Let me put Venus on the ascendant because the square is very interesting. Okay, so if we go by day, this week, like the end of this week, Venus T squares this opposition between the moon's apogee point,
Yeah.
Black Moon, Lilith, and Ophiuchus, and Mars. This is not comfortable. Right? This is this is a divine feminine energy that wants to honor both the masculine and her dark side. Like that's the only way to constructively do that.
Yeah.
That T square. The nice thing is there's a long forming sextile between Mercury and Venus because Mercury is stationing direct now and Venus is slowing down. They're also moving about the same speed. So it's a nice opportunity to talk about it. Like I always say that, whenever there's a square between Venus and Mars, it's Mars wants to do the divine will of the creator. And in the chart, Venus is the creator. Like she says, I want this, so let's create it. Mars is like, yes, ma'am, let's go. Right. He's got a mission. He's got a divine goal. And where it gets hard is when you don't know what you want. Like, what do you want? What do you desire? If you know what you want, then this will be easier to honor. Right? Because Mars will be able to take action and then, you'll be able to honor your dark side as well. So that's something I picked up on.
Nice. I like it. Well, Mercury's at home too.
Yeah.
Mercury's back in its own Hotel Gemini. And so if you're going to talk about shit with somebody, now's the time to do it.
Bring it up. Yep.
Yep. Bring it out in the open.
Yeah. So that's this week. And then the full moon happens on the 29th, right? Conjunct Pluto. So this, you want to talk about, so Pluto by itself isn't really doing a lot of damage. It's just the force of entropy. But when a planet that's quick and big, like a full moon, comes into that space, anything that's not really being held up by life, by consciousness, by authenticity, usually gets knocked over a little bit. And that's why I call this axis like purging beliefs. This Sun Jupiter against Pluto moon, you're literally getting rid of something that you don't believe anymore. So interesting.
I bet there'll be a lot of family arguments too as well coming up.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Pluto and moon opposite Jupiter and the sun in Cancer. Come on. Staring at each other, the big stare down. I bet you there'll be some real estate stuff that goes, family real estate that's going to get divided. Divorce, like assets, all that stuff, man. Yeah.
When we're done, I'm going to show you my chart against this full moon. It's crazy. Okay. My son's right here.
Yeah, your son's in Cancer.
It's a solar return. Yeah.
So I like the fact that Chiron's at the last leg of Pisces.
I know he's not going. No, he's not going to go. Watch. This is the cruel joke. You ready?
Oh yeah, he's going.
No, this is the cruel joke. Like in August, he'll station retrograde at the very last degree.
That's right. Yeah. That's all right.
Not going there yet. You got to
Right?
wait about 6 more months.
It's still, I'm saying is that it's at the finish line,
Yes.
you know.
That'll feel good, I think.
Well,
That'll feel
those
good.
people that have the wound in their identity of Aries are going to really feel it, man. So once it goes into Aries,
Yeah, the wound of being yourself. These folks have to learn to unconditionally love themselves, accept
themselves.
themselves, stop trying to make themselves perfect, stop trying to over heal themselves. I mean, if you keep looking for the wounds, if you keep looking for subconscious trauma, you will keep finding it. At some point, you have to accept that you're not perfect and you're perfect that way, you know?
Perfectly imperfect, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else you see in that chart in the
Well,
coming energy?
I like Rahu and Aquarius. Obviously, I'm a big fan of that because it's a big
Yeah.
push towards, technology and just embracing the Aquarian age. I mean, I think more and more people are beginning to realize it's not going anywhere. Um, is it going to be permanent? Well, the rise of the machines is going to happen. I just don't know what that's going to look like completely. But I think people are embracing it more and more. They're realizing that smart homes, smartphones. They're not going self-driving cars.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the market for a new vehicle here in the next few months, and I'm terrified because when I bought my Jeep like 10 years ago, uh, it didn't have all the like bells and whistles that cars have now.
Oh yeah,
Where they can turn it off from afar, where it has
yeah.
all these like, warning bumpers and steering wheel vibrations and things like that. So should be interesting.
Even China is releasing their companion robots on the 30th, and that's going to be a massive swing towards, right now. I don't know if you know this, but right now the birth rate is so low. It's
I
like
saw that
historic.
somewhere. I
Yeah,
did.
it's like 1.2 per family. You need to be over 2.5, I think, in order for, humankind to progress and not have to work. Well, it's at 1.2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so now here comes the robots, and it's going to be a thing because they're marketing it as it doesn't talk back, it doesn't argue with you. If it's focusing on obviously the cluster of positives,
Mhm.
and people, a lot more people I'm seeing are just staying single, and
I've heard that too.
they don't want to deal with it. And here comes the
Mhm.
robots, right? And these are the
Yep.
first wave, and they're just you can customize 150 grand. You can make it look like anything you want.
Didn't these robots come from the sex dolls? Like, they already had
Well,
those.
that's like a
I mean, they remove all the stuff, so it's
yeah.
not
I mean,
that,
it's
but
fascinating when you ask that because the precursor to the what's coming is the blow up dolls, right? The blow up doll was kind of the first robot, and now you're actually going to get, and it's just going to get better and better and better and better and better. Where you got your own Jarvis, and you have a partner that can keep you company. It learns, it behaves, and this is going to be a thing moving forward.
Yeah, I would actually like just a little flying orb that would talk to me so that, like, when I'm in the middle of a thought and I need to like ask the universe a question, I can just be like, "Hey, chat," or whatever I name it. "I'm thinking about this. What do you think?" Just talks right back to you.
Yep,
You don't have
for
to
sure.
find somebody to burden with your thoughts. That can be good.
Yeah, because you could. The thing about the robot is you can always turn it off when you want as well. So if
There's
you want
that.
to go on a vacation, you just turn it off. Whereas
And you don't have to feed it. You don't have to
you
get
don't. It
boarding
doesn't
for
need
it.
food. It doesn't need bathroom breaks. It's not going to tell you, come do this, come do that with me. It doesn't complain. So I'm telling you, there's going to be a certain when that happens. And of course, this is the perfect timing because a lot of people are waiting for crypto to go up. It's very volatile right now. Bitcoin's I learned that you can predict the swing of Bitcoin. Like
Oh, yeah?
the swing of Bitcoin is it goes up about 364 days. It reaches its all-time high, and then it goes down 364 days, and then it takes about 3 years to about 1,000 days, about 1,060 days to hit its all-time high. So it's about ready to hit its all-time low, according to these stats, in the month of September and October. So it's just going to keep going down and then it's going to go up. And why I'm saying that, because when it starts to go up and these robots come in, people are going to buy them with their crypto earnings and they're just going to live their lives like that. A lot of
I
people
might
are
I
going to
might
do it.
buy one. I don't know. I need a car first.
Oh, you don't own a car?
No, I do, but I need,
Oh,
I'll be needing a new car
oh,
first. Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Actually, what I really want for a personal vehicle is something that flies. Like, I don't know, like a little, like a little drone pod or something,
Mm.
that can just whiz you across town and you don't have to be in traffic or fill it with, gas or wait at traffic lights. You can just whiz across town, or even something that's even faster than that. I think that'd be so cool. Something that you could take up into the canyons and, look at all the little crevices that nobody can see because it's so hard to get to. I think that'd be so amazing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, listen, guys in the chat, if you all have any questions that you want us to answer for you, I'd love for you to do that. Just pop it in whenever. All caps is helpful because then I can sort it out. Plus, I'm not wearing the strongest glasses tonight, so I might not see it.
Those are readers?
Yeah. Yeah. I got them today. Foster grants. I was at the pharmacy, so I said, I'll get these. They look cute, but they're not strong enough to
Or what are you,
actually
like a +2 or
two and a
1.5?
half, 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's nice getting old because when your eyesight goes bad, then you can't see your wrinkles, like you look in the mirror, you're like, oh, it's still so smooth and beautiful.
That's funny.
So, all right. We do have some questions that came in through email that I'd love to get to because these are just wonderful. And some of them are from the last time because we didn't get to everybody's question from the last time we did this. So do you want to get into some questions
Sure.
with us for a little bit?
Sure.
All right, let me put this one up. Let me put this one down. And we'll do Seeking Truth. Okay. So, Seeking Truth basically noticed. So, this is going to be an interesting question to answer, and I think it'll take us back into the astrology. We might have to hit the button again because they basically asked. I have all 3 water signs are in critical degrees, and so they don't necessarily want to know what the placement means, but if that kind of pattern across critical degrees, does that mean something? Is that a lesson? Is it a gift? Is it a challenge? And when I saw this, I was like, how do I answer this? Because when I think of critical degrees, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the 29th degree of the 30-degree tropical
Correct.
signs, right?
Correct.
And because they are, you know what? I can actually pull up a tropical chart.
But the thing about this question is whoever's asking this, if you're using tropical, I'm very reluctant to give you any information on it because I'm going to support a magic spell that's not worth supporting.
Yeah, and it may not be water signs either.
Exactly.
So I see Seeking Truth around a lot. We may need a clarifier on this, but I think that critical degrees in tropical astrology feel like critical degrees because there are certain stars there. Because not all of their signs have this critical degree where you hold your breath and you wait and you see what happens. Who's that guy from England? Is it Steve Judd? He's like critical degrees, and I'm like, so because the 29th degree of their tropical Gemini is like, I don't know, our 32nd of Taurus, so does that mean something? Well, it might, because that spot is literally right where the Milky Way arm spans cross on the other side of the galactic center. So if you think of the big galactic disk we're sitting in, the solar system's disk, it has 2 sides. It has the bulge and then the outer arm. And we see that. We see the outer arm in the Gemini, Taurus arms right there where Orion is. And then you see it where Ophiuchus and Scorpio are. So that might be why that feels interesting there at 29 degrees of tropical Gemini.
Yeah, I just look at it as when you have, if this is true for you in true sky astrology, when you have a cluster of planets at the end of a constellation, it's kind of like a climax. Here we go with the orgasm, right?
Right.
Think of sex and having an orgasm. What happens when you finally get to that point? That's what it means to have a cluster of planets in that area of a constellation. It's ready to walk out the door. It's about ready to leave behind the sign. It's packing its bags and going on vacation. So there's a lot of focus on the energy in that area of the chart. So can it be more demanding from you? Yes. Can it be more intense? Yes. Just kind of the same situation where if you have a sun and you were born at the sunrise, like if your sun is on your ascendant, like let's say the sun rises at 7 a.m. If you were born at 7 a.m., well, I can go outside and I can look at the sun and I can get healing with sun gazing. I can take my shirt off and not get a tan because it ain't going to suntan me. There's not enough of the sunlight to do that. So it's a little baby sun, but you put that thing all the way at the midpoint of the chart. And now you're talking about sun poisoning and radiation poisoning. The same thing, that example is with the critical degrees that you're talking about. When you move planets into a cluster of energy at the end of that sign, it's the same as the sun at that midheaven position. It's concentrated. It can be more magnificent. It can be more debilitating at the same time. Because it's a lot of energy that's ready to walk out that door and have that orgasm and be part of that.
Yeah, and I would say if you have like a trine in your chart, usually the elements will trine with each other. So water will trine with water, will trine with water, and earth will trine with it. So that's usually a good thing. That means you've got like a power over certain kind of an element. And we certainly do that kind of analysis in people's charts when they begin asking sort of questions like that. So yeah, it'd be cool to like see your chart in the true sky, see what it looks like. If you're listening, seeking truth, you might be out there.
I think we should make that announcement before every show now. If you're a tropical astrologer, this show's not going to be for you. Straight up. Yeah, straight up. This is because you're following a system of magic that we don't use.
Sorry, I love that. Yeah. I won't hit it too much, but it just tickles me. It's so funny.
It's the galactic fart for tropical. Yeah. That's what that is.
Nope. Wrong answer.
Wrong answer.
All right, good. Let me go back to these questions. I think the oh gosh, the next one's pretty deep. Let me see. I might go to question 3 and then go back to question 2 because question 3 is also about chart geometry. So let's see what she's saying. All right. Alchki is curious about geometric patterns that form within the natal chart when planetary placements create shapes like yods, kites, Merkabas, and things like that. Rather than focusing on the individual planet or sign again, they're interested in whether these larger geometric structures carry any meaning and what role they play in interpreting a chart. And maybe they want to understand these patterns if they reveal something important about a person's life. I think so, absolutely. Path, gifts, challenges, purpose, especially a yod. Yod's a big deal. Have you heard the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, we one of our guests and I think she already messaged me and said, "Hey, I just want to make sure this is coming through. Here's my chart." She's got a kite. So one of the guests and I has a kite.
Yeah. Whenever I see either a kite or a yod, I'll do the sun, moon, rising part. And then I go right into that geometry. I just start taking the pieces apart and then their aspects apart. And then once I start speaking the position and the relationship, then the story just sort of unfolds. So it depends on who's involved. But usually the yod means it's some sort of destiny or meeting with fate that you have. And it's 2 of those 4 to 9 angle sort of aspects called the quincunx. It's 2 of those. They're awkward. You have to find out how two planets that don't really like get along so well together, like 2 energies, and figure out how they get along. And that's your challenge. But the gift is the 2 of them together. So April's backstage, but we'll pick her up in about 7 minutes. So
you have someone coming backstage.
Yeah. Okay. I went ahead and just send them the link.
Oh, all right. Well, they'll either call it. Let me just, I'll be right back. I just want to grab my phone.
Okay. For sure. So yeah, I like that with the yod, and what they point to is a sextile between 2 other planets, and that sextile is typically the gift of that yod. So a lot of people might have, especially with this Barbo's basket, there's so many sextiles in the air that someone could potentially be born with a moon that does that yod formation with any of these outer planets, and that would be a very interesting birth signature for sure. And then the grand trine kite, it's so the tail of the kite is always the anchor, and then when the triangle comes up and makes the sextile to the top of the kite, that's the goal, the aim for you. So that's good. And then a Merkaba is 2 grand trines flipped over. So they create, and if they're perfect, then you get 6 sextiles all the way around the chart. You get 6 oppositions, and then 6 grand trines. It's really, really beautiful. Now, just a forewarning with charts, the more points you add, like the more asteroids and trans-Neptunian objects you add, the more likely you are to get a Merkaba or these formations. So I love it when I see it with our standard 10 or 12 planets that we use in analysis. It means it's something special. So that's pretty cool.
Very.
All right. Good. Let's see. Yeah, geometric patterns, aspects tell the story. Yeah. I saw somebody in caps here. We can pull a card for them here real quick. Bea Crystal says, should I study to become a death doula?
The hell is that? I don't even know what that is.
Have you heard of a birth doula?
No, I haven't even heard of doula.
No.
What the hell's doula?
Okay. Doula is a Greek word, and it means servant.
That was in Greek. Oh, just means servant. Okay.
Yeah. And this is a person who they're supposed to just sit by a laboring woman. They don't catch the baby. They don't do any surgery. They don't, I mean, some do if they're also midwives, but just the doula is the person who sits with the laboring woman. And so a death doula is someone who sits with the dying. Yeah, and guides them. And I've talked to a few people that do this work through readings because their astrological chart will have that signature. They'll have a lot of like Ophiuchus and Neptune and Pluto energy in Virgo, actually.
Scorpio energy, especially, I would say.
Yeah, Virgo and Scorpio.
House.
Yep. So should you be a death doula? I'm just going to cut the deck and we'll see. Well, I got the 7.
Strategies can mean deception. That's tied to the moon. The 57th card. The word the lanthanum, the element lanthanum is 57. It's got a big eye on it. There's a lot of meanings to that. It's not just the tarot, but But the answer is the question. You're asking it because it's a thought that came into your mind that it's saying, "Hey, let's do this." Now the thing is what I would give you an answer on is, can you see yourself doing it, and does your chart support that for long-term effects on your being? Like, will that support, like, go 5 years into the future? Are you still going to be? Well, the best way to do is Alan Watts. If you didn't ever get paid for it, would you still like doing it? Would you do it for free? If you do it for free and you see yourself doing it for free 5-10 years from now, the answer is yes. But if there's a big fat no on that, well, maybe it'll be just temporary.
I think it's I think absolutely we need more people that do death doula work, because dying is it's just an ugly process on all levels. Unless you have strong family members who are totally cool with the process, or you have a death doula around you, or somebody that's done hospice before to help you with your family member dying, because it's just a mess. You never know when it's going to happen, but these people do. They can tell you the signs. They can give you hope. They can sing to the person as they cross to the other side. They can read to them. I mean, it's just, yeah.
That's what I just pulled for her.
Yeah.
Crossing over. So the answer here
the river Styx, yeah.
The answer here is, this is actually one of the cards that is how spirit enters into matter. Is this card right here. From the square root of 3. This card. Actually, and this is tied to the solar and lunar eclipses, which I feel is the way, it's kind of the toilet flush. When the lunar and solar eclipses happen, the flush happens, spirit, all the recycle, it goes in and out. It's like the breath breathing in. That's the eclipses are the breath of God, the breath of the divine. Breathes in, and it breathes out. The lunar and solar eclipses.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it. Beautiful. That's how I look at lunar cycles and Mercury cycles. Venus, yeah, it's a breath. It's in and out. Yeah, a lot of people are saying hospice was a miracle. Wow. Yeah. So, Fia, I think if you're asking about it, you probably ought to go for it. And that this eclipse is probably the perfect time for you to set your intentions around that and imagine what that would be like for you.
Plus
And
that six of spades, man. If I knew her birth
um,
card, I could pull it up in the book and, you know, my trusty book here and see where that would fit, you know.
yeah, she's a Scorpio rising and her south node's in her Scorpio.
Yeah, just birthday would be the only thing that I would need. But do you know her birthday?
I don't know. She hasn't put that in the chat yet.
Okay.
She might do it. But we got to get to April. So let's do that. And if we get a birthday from Fia, we'll dive a little deeper into that. All right. April. Let's bring April to the stage. Hi, April. Welcome to the critical question.
Hi.
How are you?
Awesome.
What's up, April? She's going video. She's like, I'm going to show myself. I like this already.
Definitely.
I'm going to turn you up just a little, April. All right. Well, I think you know both of us. So go ahead and we'll get started with your thoughts.
With my thoughts and my question.
Whatever you want to say.
I know that I'm repeating karmic loops and I'm very aware of it and have been intentional about taking steps to break those. But I'm realizing it's involving more than me. It's the other people that are involved in that loop with me. And I feel a bit stymied lately. And so my question is looking at my intended work in the world, in the universe, which I know that is what I'm to be doing, very quietly, just in service to others, and who I am in relation to others. What choice or choices free me to begin this work and embody this essential role?
Can you be a little bit more clear on that? Can you start with the beginning again? You said you're worried. You have some people you're doing what with?
I am really been focused lately on trying to embody, I think, what we were intended to be, which is more in community with other people, especially family members. And I have had karmic loops that have been coming up for a long loops, right? That have been coming up for a long time. I am fully recognizing them. And taking steps to break them, I feel, from what I'm hearing from the universe and from every aspect. However, it's currently still not working, and I'm believing that it's probably because there are certain people that are playing recurring roles in this, and that it's not just mine to break. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yep. Dani, go ahead. You want to take it first, Dani?
So there are people you're trying to get away from so that you can create your community?
Not get away from, create the community with those people.
Oh, okay. But there's
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You go first.
No, I just wanted more clarity around what your goal was. Your goal is to start a community of like-minded folks for spiritual purposes to further a certain goal.
As far as this community, no, it's more in how I feel we were intended to live as essential human beings in community with each other.
Okay.
And supporting each other and being more present for family.
Oh, I see.
And so it's more related to that.
So your family is not as communicative?
No, we're
Or
all
not as
communicative.
okay. Uh,
Basically, I probably delved too far into that because really I feel like my question, as far as what you're seeing right now, that maybe I'm missing as far as a choice I'm to make in order to embody my work and this essential role, which is also if I don't practice what I believe, then it loses that power. You know, I have to firmly, I think, believe and practice and embody what I'm wanting to achieve in the world.
well, you're in Ophiuchus rising, April.
Yes.
And I think we've talked about this before. Chiron rules your chart. That's why I pulled the Chiron card
Right.
and it happens to be one of the 4s for today. So it's super interesting. I feel like you guys with Ophiuchus rising, you're kind of like where the normal ascendant is like a certain type. You know, Taurus is a certain type, Libra is a certain type. Ophiuchus is more malleable. You guys are like the chameleons of the zodiac, and unless you know what you want to do with that, like how you want to present, you have the control to do that. But before you guys realize that, you let other people do that for you. You don't realize how much of other people's stuff that you take on. And so it may be that there's a little bit, I feel like there's a little bit less caring of the other that needs to happen. But that's hard for Ophiuchus rising because you guys are healers and you're looking for the thing to fix all the time. And I think, you know, Logan can probably speak more about your cards, but your 7 of diamonds, that's pretty much the wish fulfilled card. The Venus line, you anything you want to do, you speak it, you say it, you make it happen. So, whatever it is that you're trying to do, I sense that there's like someone else or other people that, you know, maybe you're wanting them to react or do certain things, but they won't. It'll just be you. You're going to be the one to do it. You're going to be the one to decide. And you don't have to be the martyr, right? You don't have to be the one that does the hard thing. Look, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you have Sagittarius, and the first house is your identity filter. Everything filters through that. So you got a little bit of Ophiuchus, and you have the majority of it in Sagittarius, and there's your community, right? That's everything filters through that Sagittarius. Do you travel a lot? Do you move around a lot, or have moved around a lot, or?
I have moved a lot.
Okay.
I would like to travel more.
Okay.
Versus move. I just moved.
Okay. All right. You know, the ninth sign is across from the 7th sign, which is partnerships, and you got K2 there, and the expansion of Jupiter there, and it wants to move that energy to where your Rahu is, which is in Sagittarius in the first house. So everything filters through that. I mean, the card is the Hermit. The Hermit card sits in the sign of Sagittarius. So you want to be that like center of attention, so to speak, like. You want to be that person, the facilitator, kind of how I look at it. But your Chiron card is the card of this is the card of life, the 4 of Wands. It's a community card. So you're looking to build a community. Did I get that right? Is it okay? Yeah. Well, I mean, we had another guest on, Dani, I think, in Critical Question 3 that had very similar attributes. I think they had Sagittarius in the first house. And they wanted, or maybe it was the second house. It does encroach into your second house, and you got Chiron there, and Chiron is that 4 of Wands. So clearly, what you have here is to earn money in your life. There's a travel in there, and there's also being that guide. You're the hermit. You're that sage that sits on the mountain, the beacon of light. This is the card of the Jesus character, by the way. This is the card of Jesus, because when it gets dark out, you gotta turn on your lantern. So you become the beacon of light, right? Working in this dark world. And you got Capricorn in your second house. So this is communities and earning money. And the career is tied to Virgo in the 10th house, which is tied to, this is where your legacy is going to be. I was pulling cards when you We're asking this, and the first one that came out is the Nine of Wands, which is the wounded warrior. This one's tied to the end of World War I.
That's
Right?
today's card too.
Massive in today's card. So it's a massive climax, and it's the wounded warrior. So, and this is a 9, so it sits in that first house of your identity filter there. So this is the many lives, many masters. You said you're in a loop. I pulled these cards. I don't see any energy of you getting out of this loop, because it's not a loop. It's just your experiences that you have to go through. I don't see any evidence through the cards of you coming out of that loop. Matter of fact, you got the sun in reverse, and that's like, no, not yet. Not yet. So if you want to call it a loop, April, you can, but I just call it's kind of your fate and destiny. And when it's time to move into the next stage of your life, you will. But I think maybe, as what Dr. Dani says, I think you might want to get a little bit more clear on what you want. Like your wish for, like, what would be your wish fulfillment? Because you do have the 3 of Cups here, which this is the card of you, them, and the angel, right? This is a trifecta, the trifecta of energy here. But we do have an I see building. We get the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups, the Spirit of God. But the light says not yet. So there's some unfinished business that you need to step into or stay with and finish that up before you move into the next stage of being. And you look at your 9th house, the sun is there with Hades through the sign of Leo. So this tells me that you're kind of that beacon of light, but there's a lot of transformation in your own personal mind and the people that come into your life that you kind of shine light with. Like, how many lives have you saved? That's what
Personally,
I would think. How many lives have you saved over the course of your life?
many.
Yeah. So, like, that's badass right there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to be a sovereign healer of minds and the living bridge.
Right there. This is the card of, if you're a fan of theology, this is the card of Jesus, Jesus.
I'm not a fan of theology. But
okay, great.
Yeah.
No problem. I mean, Jesus is Krishna. So if you're a fan of the Vedic, it's Krishna. It's the same thing, right? It doesn't have to be that, but it's the light in the darkness. That's
and
what
I
you
feel
are.
that. And being a sage has been coming to me a lot. So
Yeah, and you have Hades in your 9th house, which is, that's a lot of transformation in your mind, in your truths. So I would say that you're still in this position with this community of people because you're supposed to, because there are no accidents. And there's a lot of transformation going on in the 9th house for you, where you'll get illuminated from that, because the sun is conjunct with Hades there. And it's in the sign of Leo. I would embrace it. And I would be like, are you a gratitude junkie? Do you do a lot of gratitude in your life? I would imagine so.
I do. I am a very positive person.
Awesome. I'm talking about like giving thanks to I'm talking about waking up and saying thanks to your bed and your pillow. And when you get in the shower, you get thanks to your shower and the water and all that stuff. I'm talking about getting that detailed with it, because what I see here for you is you're a sage. You're a spiritual alchemist with the Ophiuchus rising. You have Chiron there in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Zeus. Your Zeus is in Gemini. Gemini is community, talking, partnerships. So, I mean, you're exactly where you need to be, April. And you get the
I'm trying to fix things I don't need to fix. Yes.
Yeah, there's no fixing anything. Just go do. There is no fixing anything. 7 of Diamonds, 9 of Hearts. I mean, those cards are tied right to Venus and Kronos. Kronos is in Virgo in the 11th. Look at your 11th house. You got Poseidon, Venus, Kronos, and Black Moon Lilith, all in the 11th house of community. Like Saturn is karma, contracts, because he's the judge. Venus is spirit into matter, and Poseidon is fantasy and imagination, all in the 11th house of your community. And your community is in the 3rd house of where you talk. Do you do a lot of talking in your community?
Yes.
Well, there you go. You're exactly in your wheelhouse when you're doing that, because you got Aquarius in your 3rd house of communication. Jupiter rule in the sign of Gemini in 7th house of partnerships. So I don't see any mistakes or anything right now. This loop that you're in, it's on purpose. I think
Who's your little friend back there?
Yeah.
That's Twilight.
Negro gato.
Twilight Sparkle,
Oh, that's beautiful.
actually. A little pony, My Little Ponies.
Is
I
he
see the horse there.
is he really affectionate?
She,
Or she?
yeah, she was named by my granddaughter, but yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, no, she's my cat now. But thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will take that all and run with it because I've been thinking I'm haven't seen something I need to see yet to change, and it's part of the transformation. So
Well, this is your year too. You're a wood horse.
I
Even though
am.
it's a fire horse, you could say the fire is going to burn down the wood. So that to me, this is a big transformational year for you, April. You got Uranus in the 8th house. Woo! That's revolution in transformation. Like that's a heavy, like that's a lot of like like a lot of removal, clean, cleanse. And when you bring people into that, you're cleansing them through your own life.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Amazing.
Dani, what else do you see? I know you got more.
Well,
Oh,
I
you opened it up,
do
man.
notice she just had her Jupiter return not too long ago, maybe a
Ooh.
couple months ago. So that was probably pretty nice. Jupiter conjunct Jupiter. The so Venus is going to go retrograde right over her Venus this year. She's literally going to have a sweeping change through the relationship, the beauty, the everything Venus, where her natal Venus lives, where Saturn, where Neptune, and where Black Moon Lilith lives. So all of that in late Virgo there between like where do we have gate 48 and 6. That's precisely where Venus will be going retrograde. So very powerful time for you. And what I'm telling people that are doing the Venus magic with me right now is wherever that's happening in your chart, that's where you should be setting the intentions for this retrograde, because that's what you're birthing, that's what you're gestating right now, and it will be birthed right there. So keep the intentions like where you want them. Visualize what you want. You can't go wrong with that, with your Venus card with the 7 of diamonds and having the Venus return with a powerful retrograde like that. You can't go wrong if you keep your visions where you want them to be. So yeah.
There's been a lot of change. So, I decided to move back to where my family is. I sold my house in a few days.
Did.
I've followed just every synchronicity that rings true with me. So, yeah, I will go further into that. I had a question about the elements that are listed on the chart and what you see with those.
Like the Life Path 5?
Like silica, or is it?
Oh,
silica?
yeah. Oh, those. Yeah.
The elements that are listed around the chart. What do you see with those?
Well, I mean, you got silicon rising. Silicon's really big because, and I don't want to get too far out into left field, but for me, I feel like we're living in a computer simulation, and that's tied to silicon, because silicon is one of the main components that makes up semiconductors. Silicon is tied to transistors on a computer motherboard. And the idea here is that we are the transistors. So we're tied to silicon. And silicon's tied to Ophiuchus, which is the serpent bearer. You could say like the energy between the two worlds, the electrical impulses there. So, I mean, what does that mean in layman's terms? You're a spiritual alchemist. Your 9 of Hearts spirit card sits in your 1st house because that's the sign of Sagittarius, the 9th sign, the 9th constellation, right? Through the tropical. So, I mean, if you go through the 13 constellations, Ophiuchus is the 9th constellation. So that 9 of Hearts that you have, which means wish fulfillment, is through spiritual alchemy. That's what it means for you. So you're a sage And the people that come into your life, you're supposed to transform them with the renewal of your mind and theirs simultaneously.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yes.
And you're supposed to make money off of that.
I keep hearing other things that I really am not supposed to.
Oh, well,
Worry about the money aspect. It doesn't mean I won't make money, but
I
it
don't
can't be a driver. I don't know.
yeah, I
What are
don't
your
see that. I mean,
thoughts?
you got Capricorn in your second house. So the 10th house is Virgo. So this is service. You're going to earn money through service, acts of service. Because you get the 7 of diamonds, it's called the millionaire's card. Doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire. You may just move right into the spirit, which is like, the 9 is the bishop. So it's the pivot. 9 is the pivot energy. So like the 9 on the chessboard is the bishop. And what does the bishop do? It tells the people of the church where they're going to go. That you're going to listen to me. We're going to go in through this door. That's you being the facilitator. So if you're not about the money, because the 7 of diamonds is a card of money. If you're not about that, you're living through your spirit card. And that is a card tied to Venus and Kronos. And your Venus and Kronos are conjunct in the 11th house of community. So you're going to earn your money through community, acts of service, and building these communities. And you are that sage that shines light on your life and other people's lives because you've already saved lives. Humanitarian. You're a humanitarian. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm a humane being,
Sure.
not a
I see
human
that.
being.
I love
see
that. I love that.
You get a lot of old school. Your 4th house of home, that's Pisces. That's your old school. You may not even have embraced the Aquarian age, like all the digitization. You may not even like that. Because you got Virgo in your 11th house, which is Earth, which is kind of like the opposite of like the essence of what is the Antichrist. Well, it's many things. One of them is digitization. It's computers, it's cell phones. So if you're somebody who doesn't kind of get in line with that, like if you don't fancy that kind of stuff and you're more old school, if you check that box off, it would satisfy that 4th and 5th house of Pisces there.
I'm very technological capable. So
Sure.
it's not that I don't embrace it.
Well, look at how great of a camera you got.
But I balance it.
Yeah, sure. You got Aquarius in the 3rd house of
Yeah.
Gemini. Your Gemini is in the Virgo. So yeah, I can see that. But I would still consider you more old school. Natural law and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. As far as that's concerned, yes.
All right, Miss April.
Thank you.
We are running into Miss Jackie's time. So I appreciate you for sitting with us and showing us your numbers. And hopefully you got a little clarity there. Stick around and look at the chat. A lot of people giving you some encouragement and some advice and things like that. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. Much love, April.
Love you. Bye.
Awesome. I saw Jackie, but I don't know where she went. Maybe she.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
I have a text message right now from Jackie, and she wants to call in here on the phone.
Oh, okay. She can call.
Yeah, we can do that. Let me see.
I put the times on these slides too because they reminded me of the chakra frequencies.
Hold on.
852 and 936, which are the appointment slots, are actually chakra
She's
frequencies.
calling her right now. Let's just take this call. Are you there, Jackie?
I'm here.
Okay, great. You had 2 ways to call in. Did you get an email by Dani asking you?
I
to
did.
join?
I tried that already, and I'm not sure that I got connected, or maybe she
You
cut
did.
me off. Either I don't know.
Yeah, no, you
Okay.
I
did.
saw you back there. I just
Only
didn't let
did
you in because we were still talking to April.
Well, I'm outside at 8,000 feet, and I'm not sure if it was connecting. So I just had both ways to be sure.
Oh, it's all good.
Well, we're
Great.
glad you're here. Welcome to the critical question.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm the kind of person that probably has to walk around. and talk on the
Oh,
phone.
that's me too. I
So
like that. Now you're
I'm
talking.
on an acre and a half, so I'm gonna be walking, and I hope not too far from where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Little circles.
Well, as long as you know you're not going to get cut off with the internet service, we'll be good.
No. Fortunately, we have a huge 5G tower, not but
Oh,
1,000
cool.
yards from here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, not
Nice.
early, but okay.
All right.
It's okay.
Awesome.
Can't do anything about it. So I've been obsessed with my natal chart since yesterday. I'm obsessed
Good.
with it and everything, and so I'm so excited. And so first of all, I'm now Sagittarius. That's cool. But I have 2 Ophiuchus placements, so I'm excited to hear about that.
Well, that's where your kite is. This is the
Yeah.
kite I was talking about, Dani.
Mhm.
See the kite pointing
Yep.
down towards Venus and the sun.
Yep. So Venus is sort of the anchor of your of that grand trine. And then it is trying to the moon and Saturn, and then trying to Chiron. So it's if it was just like moon, Saturn, and then Chiron, I'd be like, this is like the trine of heartbreak. Like, oh, like it's always just so sad. It's just so full of pain. But Venus is in there. Venus is there. She's trying both of these things. And I think that if you don't feel the full so the highest asset of Chiron is like you're a magician, you're a healer, right? You can like read minds, you can raise the dead, you just have these superpowers, super spiritual powers, compassionate, self-love, that kind of stuff. The highest, the highest part of Saturn and
Highly
moon
sensitive.
is like controlled emotions. But loving emotions, controlled and loving emotions. And so when those 2 things know what they want, in other words, what does Venus want? That can flow really nicely together. But I can see how you could have some struggles with that. And then
Relationships.
and then North Node and Pluto. This is you're meant to do something extremely powerful here and strong and something that people remember. Because Pluto doesn't last. Yeah, Pluto doesn't last one lifetime.
No. I really hope this is my last incarnation, right? And I feel at the world stage, it's got to be something big.
Yeah.
And and if I could put my finger on it, it would sound crazy, so I'm not going to say it out loud, but I feel like it's government leadership. And I don't know why. And nothing says that about my natal chart anymore. So it used to if I was Capricorn, but that's
Oh, yeah.
not it anymore.
Well,
Not it anymore. And so if I was to shoot my arrow in the sky now, I think it's the healing with everybody else. So again, it feels like ditch the old and get with the woo, right? That's what everybody wants to do. And they're like, I don't know if I can make money. Yeah, because it doesn't exist yet. And let me tell you why. I feel like if we were to do grid work right now, we would get paid for it. No, it doesn't exist. If you were to do light language for people for healing, do you get paid for that? Sometimes. Yeah. You got to do, a kind of like run your business around it. And so for a lot of people, I think they just don't know how to do it all. And that's scary, like start a business.
It is.
I have a finance degree and I know how to do that. And I've done it before.
Oh, that's cool.
And so like if we could set up a mystery school, or something like that, but
I'm just laughing because I'm
absolutely
looking at where your Neptune and your retrograde Mercury are. They're both in Ophiuchus. This, Neptune is like the cosmic
I don't even
shaman.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mercury retrograde is the channeler.
So between dimensions right now, right? So I'm a harmonic bridge builder, and you go around saying that, you're gonna sound cray cray, right? Like, what does that mean? Oh, brother, let me tell you, and you get into it, and people are like still stuck in the 3D, and they're like, "What? Jesus, help me!" No, it's not fun right now. It's hard. It's hard.
You gotta find your tribe. You gotta find the other weirdos out there. Yeah.
The 11th, right? So I've been learning about what what is it? Extortion. Do you know what extortion is? This is what
Extortion?
Logan's really good at. Extortion. Yeah, like he can inspire people, and even with like biblical verses and stuff, like he's really good at that. And I feel inspired by him. So I've been decoding a bunch of stuff on my own, and it's been fun, but I don't know what it all means yet. I think that's
That's the journey. Yeah, that's the fun part, right?
isn't it though? Yeah. So I was just very grateful to get that natal chart. I never did that before. Never had that information. And so yeah, I've been figuring it all out since yesterday. Like a map, like a key.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
puzzle.
The first time you see your true sky chart, it's literally a game changer. And to go from Capricorn to Sag, I know a lot of people that had to do that, and it feels like one of the more awkward transitions, like going from Aries to Pisces, going from Capricorn to Sag. It's like you're getting permission to actually like, oh hey, I can do this instead of trying to follow all the rules and everything. Yeah.
Right, right. And so I've been studying rayology, which is, how the rays come through. And so for me, it does feel a little easier to understand that maybe like in my past, I was maybe raised 137 more, and now I'm raised 456, which changes your tune completely. So maybe that's the new forward movement, is more of a Venus approach to life.
That's how
You know
I
what I'm
approach
saying?
life, through the Venus frequency.
I mean, I
Absolutely.
haven't worked in 13 years, and I'm not trying to. A lot of people are like, oh, I need to work, and I don't really have to work. So I'm grateful for that too. And I give more gratitude junkie here. Man, I spend all day in spiritual mode. So I'm on a property in 8,000 feet in the mountains in Colorado, and I'm talking gratitude junkie. The fact that I know that my heart has its own consciousness and my lungs have their own, and et cetera, et cetera. So yes, I'm learning that too.
Amazing. Logan, what do you got?
Awesome. I was just pulling cards as she was talking. Well, I mean, shit. Look at your fifth house. I mean, that's the Hierophant. That's you being the guru. Fifth house is the Hierophant in tarot. It's 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 senses. The dragon in Chinese, ruled by the sun. You got Poseidon, which is your imagination. You got Mercury, which is the way you think. They're both in Ophiuchus, so you think like a spiritual alchemist. When you're talking about harmonics and doing all this woo-woo stuff, that completely checks off the box right there. And you got Venus because you love to do that, and the sun conjunct there, all in Sagittarius, which is the Hermit energy. So I'm not surprised that you're in this space of healing and whatnot. I would even say, like, I know this wheel really, really well because I was married to somebody who had almost identical the outer wheel as you. Yeah, so I know that you're probably a person that will defend to the death the people that you love, that you would call family, because you got Mars in Cancer, and that's home.
Fiercely loyal, for sure.
Very loyal,
For sure.
yeah, very, very loyal. But a lot of this journey has to be about you because you got Leo in the first house, and you got the moon there.
The first part of my life was not as a single mom and college degree and Raytheon and all that materialistic poo-poo caca is over with, and thank the Lord, and as a spiritual being, knowing that I'm no longer ruled at the personality level, I've made progress in my life. So again, the spiritual part has been coming only in the last 10 years, because prior to that, well, I had to raise my kid and do all that stuff. So it's kind of a new endeavor for me, that I didn't really have any spirituality in the past. It was more like a lot of sin. And so it took maybe all this time to get there, but I got there. And I've climbed the mountains. That's all I do is climb mountains. I go hiking here, and then we go to the hot springs, which is in the water. That's very Capricorn to me, but now I see it differently because of the rays. And you guys probably don't know the rayology very well, but for me, it's like time to be that more spiritual guru and the alchemist. and the starseed magician, because that's my birthright. Abundance is our birthright. And that 5D and that kind of golden age is coming back. People don't, we're not quite there yet. The Aquarian, we're on that cusp. There's like the overhang. We have both going on right now. A good thing that Kali Yuga's over. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. But we're still in this transition phase, which is uncomfortable for me.
Well, when I hear people like you talk, I get very excited about it.
Yeah, well,
I feel hopeful.
You guys like nonstop. So I'm inspired by both of you also, and I was really hoping that we could create this like triangle of knowledge, because I haven't really been able to ground this kind of information yet until you sent me my natal chart. Now it's really pouring through. So if you
awesome.
can't hear it inside me. Yeah.
Do you have how's your relationship with your father? Or did he
I knew you were gonna actually, I thought you were gonna ask me about my relationship with money first.
Oh no.
But it's horrible. Dog shit.
Saturn in the first house.
No, I can't stand him. No, that's okay. He's an abusive person, and he divorced. Well, he cheated on my mother, and they divorced when I was 3 years old. And I think I'm better off that he wasn't a part of my life. He's abusive, very abusive. So
Saturn,
it's a good thing. I don't really want him around.
Got it.
And again, the father wound and the mother wound. And I got issues with, you didn't get to the mom yet, but there it is. Very transparent right now.
You could say the moon has a lot to do with the mother, and you got Saturn moon conjunct in the first house of your identities.
Actually, so yeah, my mom is just really neglectful, and it took me 10 years to figure out it was her lack of presence. That was the problem. And so I have a current relationship that mirrors the same. So I'm in it again, still healing from all that stuff still. And I know that sounds miserable, but it's like you gotta go down into the lower shadowy areas, take some bites and come back up and munch on it for a while, because otherwise, it's overwhelming that way.
How was growing up? Because you got Uranus in the fourth house of home, so like unconventional home life. What was it
miserable.
like that for you? Miserable, yeah. Chaotic.
Miserable.
Okay.
Absolutely traumatic.
But I would bet you have one child?
I do have one child. In fact, I left home at 17 and a half, and my senior year was a fiasco. Yeah, I had like 3 jobs and went to school.
So I would bet that
6 months after graduation, I got pregnant so I had my kid, very young. And he's 28 now. So
do you have a good
I have
relationship
a grandchild
with him?
I did for, all these years. This last couple of years have been a problem because I get child support still. And he wants it, and I won't give it to him. It's mine. It's how I survive. It's how I don't have to work, because I didn't get it the whole time I was raising my kid. So I get it now. It's a gift from God.
Gotcha. Look. So can I ask you, Jackie, what would you do if you had to go earn money? What would be your passion?
Well, it's so many things that I can't do anymore. And it's funny that you were just talking about that before I called. I cannot do laptops anymore. I can't do computers. I can't do cubicles. I can't do spreadsheets. I can't do so many of those things. I've been doing those for so long. And I made good money. When I bought my house, I raised my kid. I got my finance degree. I did everything I had to do.
So you were in finances.
And now I don't want to do anything. I have a problem with money because I don't really want to mess with it right now.
Gotcha. Well, you got your Chiron return in full effect right now. So
yeah. So I don't want, I feel like everybody's the same way. They're like, well, we're not supposed to worry about money in the healing arts. And so it feels like, you're going to have to learn to have your business sense in the healing arts, in the spiritual sciences of the future. You're going to have to learn to do business too. And you're going to have to learn to do, some kind of form of payment. on a computer. And so, these things come so naturally to me. I wish I could help others in that way, like teach them or help them with the computer side of things, because it's miserable, but I don't even want to do it anymore. So I kind of stuck. I feel stuck too. It's so easy for me, but it's not my choice anymore.
What would be
And
your
so I
what
don't
would
know
be
how to
your
get
choice
around
though?
it.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you had a choice to go and start
Okay,
doing
so
something, what would you do?
the only reason I started to learn astrology was because I was learning esoteric healing. 6 years now I've been munching on this stuff, but it came to this standstill and realized I have to learn astrology. It's so intrinsic in the rheology. So esoteric healing, it doesn't really involve touching people at all, because I'm real sensitive. I can heal people through their etheric body,
Okay.
the subtle body. The subtle energies is where disease and illness can start, and even in your astral body, in your emotional body, or your mental. So there's all these bodies, and so disease can start in anywhere, really.
Sure.
Your belief system, this stuff, guys. So
Oh yeah.
I don't have to explain it to you, but I'm not a medical. I'm just an energy reader, right?
Well, yeah, you got
I
spiritual
have no
alchemy
medical
there.
background. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome because I just
I can read people's thoughts. I feel like I can hear the thoughts. It's clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient.
yeah.
It's miserable. That's why I like the 8,000 feet in Colorado where nobody's
Yeah, you need
on
distance
the daily.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can recharge. And then I go down into the 3D. I call that Colorado Springs. It's miserable down there. The 3D, and like last week I had jury duty. It was horrible. I had a psychic attack outside of the courtroom on the way back to the parking lot, man. And I'm just like, is this the world we live in now? Really?
It's
So,
your world.
just have to come home and do my spiritual practice and listen to all the tones and whatever I got to do, man. Whatever I got to do.
You got the 8 of clubs. Your Neptune card sits in the 5th house there. Your Poseidon card is the 8 of clubs, which is extremely psychic. So I'm not surprised that you have all this telekinesis, psychic ability.
Chart ruler's the moon. I
Yeah.
mean,
So, yeah, miserable. I know. Very sensitive. But that Cancer, right? So that rising Cancer,
Yep.
I feel like that's 100% right there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And you got your moon
So-
conjunct there, even though it's in Leo, it's still going to impact that Mars energy there. So
I did work at Raytheon, and I got a little 401k, so I got a little future retirement that's been collecting for. Well, I've been retired. I've been laid off from Raytheon 13 years, and so it's already been collecting. I don't know what the new retirement age is, but it feels like a long way off for me. So it'll be collecting in the future, but in the meantime, I got about 50,000 coming in child support. That sounds crazy, but he could die tomorrow and I'll never get that money. And so eventually I'm going to have to figure something out. I can't just do nothing.
I don't think you're built to do
even though
nothing.
that's fun. I love to do nothing. It's my favorite thing to do, man. I used to dream about this life.
Yeah, but even when you're doing nothing, you're still doing something. So you're talking
I've
when you
been
say
learning
do nothing.
Astrology and esoteric healing. Yeah. It's all mind though. It's all in my mind.
Of course.
And
still
then
work.
we have to do a 4-hour hike physical so I can get it all out. And then we have to go to the hot springs because I'm sore. And so that's just kind of the routine right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing else
Doesn't
going
sound
on.
terrible. Doesn't sound terrible.
Doesn't
at
sound
all.
terrible at all. No.
And plus, you guys got to know, I participate in cannabis on the daily too. That's why I came here, was for legal weed.
Do you do that for medicinal purposes or just for recreational?
Well, when my son was about 15 and a half in Texas, he was playing 2-a-day football, Texas 2-a-day, where they work out twice in one day.
Okay.
And he got big, like muscular, for the first time in his life. And he decided, we were still play fighting at that time. I know I shouldn't have been. He was too old for that, but he tackled me to the ground and I got a spinal cord injury. And so I had to sell my house. I got laid off. Actually, Raytheon tried to deal with me, but then I just went off the deep end with the pain. So I had to get my nerves burned out. I had to go on disability for a while. Then I had to go back to work, and then they laid me off. So then I sold my house. My kid actually graduated high school and went to California, which is how I got to come here.
That's cool. So you do the cannabis for medicinal purposes or just recreational?
Well, technically, I don't have the doctor's approval, but it's recreational here. So I do it medicinally for my spinal cord pain and all that, but I buy it recreationally, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I just want to
tit for tat technical.
I want to throw this out because you were talking and I was pulling cards. So this would be my. This doesn't mean anything when I tell you this, so you take it for what it is.
All right, I'll have this be your final thought because Christine's waiting.
Yeah. I think you need to give up cannabis for a little bit.
I believe that
because it's blocking your power. Because when you take cannabis, you go into a different frequency. It's not helping you. The card that I pulled, the Eight of Wands reverse, your Neptune, you're literally stifling your own power by taking cannabis.
Well, so
take it for whatever it is.
You know that with anything, right? With anything,
of course,
you can open negative portals for your own aura.
I'm not even talking about that. Yeah, I'm not talking about negative portals. I'm just saying is when you take it,
I don't have a pharmaceutical option. You know what I mean?
I don't have an option. Well, that's why I asked you if it's.
I won't take pharmaceuticals. No, absolutely. So I was a pharmaceutical junkie in Texas because as a single mom, it's absolutely completely legal for you to have a bottle of wine and take your pills every day.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't have that life anymore, man.
No, I get it.
And so I'm just weed. But you're right to a certain degree because, in microdosing situations, the endocannabinoid system is responsible for the homeostasis of several regulatory systems in your body. And so if you're not having an understanding of what your endocannabinoid system does, you're right. You and I might not agree. You and I might agree to disagree on that one, but I don't have a pain alternative right now. So,
well, you could take you can get the 5,000 milligram the rub, which is amazing. That works better than any cannabis.
I do that.
That blows away any cannabis.
My own salve.
Huh? Yes, salve blows away any smoke, any ingestion of cannabis. Sucks compared to the.
I actually I like edibles mostly.
Yeah, but that doesn't
like to smoke.
Yeah, but that doesn't compare. It pales in comparison for pain management as the salve or the cream that you rub on. So anyway, I'm just throwing that out there, man. I'm just saying what the card says is you need to give up smoking for a little bit. Yeah, that's all good.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yep. But thanks, Jackie.
It's been about 10 years.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. Appreciate you coming.
Much love. Take care.
Much love. Take care. Bye.
Same. Bye.
All right. What a firebrand. That fire snake year.
Sure. I love it. I love passion, and she had a lot of passion, which is
cool. All right. We got another fireball here. Christine, are you there? Welcome to the critical question. Hello, Christine.
You probably have to unmute yourself, Christine. Sprout Queen.
Yeah.
You want to text her maybe? You want to message her through the...
I think I can try to. She's there. She'll probably hear us talking about her here in a second. Unmute Europe. All right. Well, I see her back here. I just don't have her voice. You can try to call in too, Christine, if you want to.
Well,
you'd have the number from your confirmation.
Yeah, you can always call in on the WhatsApp number that we provided you. So this is a big year for you. You got a fire horse. This is a return of the fire horse for you. So big year. Two of clubs, Elon Musk energy. That's what he's got. Powerful energy, man.
She
Any of the
she
twos.
says she's calling you. Give her a
Okay,
minute.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, any twos are powerful.
Yeah. Let me pull up the.
Look at all that opposition, though, huh? She's got a lot of Hydra energy too. Mars, Hades, Uranus, Venus, Sun. It's all Hydra.
And she's got this like perfect geometry in her chart too. It's very clean. Like
Yeah, she's got a kite as well. Look at the kite on Rahu. Woo, big focus on being selfish this time around.
yes.
In a good way when I say selfish.
Right.
I mean, in a good way. What other way is there?
I don't know. It always ends up good. Okay. Yeah, we've talked before. Christine's in Stellar Foundations with us. I've seen her chart a few times. Yeah. And that Black Moon Lilith Chiron Saturn 7th, 8th house, that's been hard. That's hard energy. Again, it's very giving energy. She's a very giving person. Does the right thing.
She's gone right now, I think. Christine?
Hello.
Hi, Christine.
Hi. Let me get out of Restream. Oh goodness.
Well, we can hear you good.
Much tech. Okay, that's good. And I'll watch it on mute on my desktop because my desktop's too old to be supported by Restream.
Oh, really? Yeah. For those of you that are future guests, you can do it on a tablet, phone, or a computer. You can get into Restream. Yeah. So, Christine, I was trying to pull up your question to see to remember what you had sent us. I know you had something pretty specific. So go ahead.
Right.
And,
so it's not a life question as to should I do this or should I do that. It's different than everybody else. And the main question has been, why has my life been void of supportive or nurturing males?
Yep.
Saturn in the 8th house.
Is that what you think? Saturn 8th house?
One layer with conjunct Chiron. I mean, come on. How's your relationship? How's your relationship with your father?
My dad has been dead since I was 38, and the last time I spoke to him, I was 20.
So,
and he divorced my mother when I was 2.5.
God, I don't want to get too personal here. Kind of what's coming to my mind is that do you feel like you still have a beef with that?
Not that specifically, just in that I feel like I haven't been able to find a supportive male my entire life.
Right. But what I'm saying is that the root of that, of why you haven't been able to find a supportive man, is because there's still some unfinished business with you and your father. And you're blocking.
Okay.
So I'm just saying you could sit with that. I'm not saying it's a final answer. What I'm saying is that there could be some energy there where there's there's forgiveness that you need to entertain there, even for your mom, because you left your mom, and that can be very traumatic, where you may not even think about it, but it's actually existing in your field. And then when it comes to actually having someone come into your life, well, it has to match that frequency of that whatever you're holding on to there.
Gotcha.
But you do have Rahu in Aries, so there's a lot of this life is about you.
Well, I want to ask, what do you consider a supportive male? That's my question. Like, what does this male do? If you had the perfect male, what would he do for you?
Well, being that I'm a small farmer, if I came home with 100 pounds of animal feed, somebody would say, "Here, let me take that where you need it, honey." You know, that's one aspect. I
So
guess
just kind of helping you
someone
with the heavy lifting.
the heavy lifting, somebody who cared about my day,
Okay.
like, because I go out and I do my deliveries and I come home and it's just like whatever, go on about my business. I don't have anybody say, "Oh, how was your day and how was so and so and how was your customers or how was the traffic?" Just somebody who supported me for me and not, "Oh, did you do this or did you do that or can you help me?" It's always been, I've been the giver.
Right. And so when you come home, you feel like
And
you have to say all of these things like, will you help me? Like you have to ask for it
yes,
and it's not offered. Yeah.
Well, you got your love signatures in Virgo. You're a farmer. Yeah, second house in Virgo, earth, agriculture. You earn your money through farming. And you got Venus there. So your love signature, Christine, is that you want to have a partner who cares about just the everyday noise of life. Like, how you doing? What's going on? How can I help you? Because Virgo is service. You want a partner who can be there of service to you to help you out. Right?
exactly.
Yeah. So that's the thing is when this is how the science of astrology plays out. Moving forward, you'd be very well served to start to look at whoever you're going to get involved with, study the code and figure out what kind of man, what kind of love signature do I want to attract into my life. But I would go back to, there could be something hinging on old unfinished business with your father and how your father treated your mother.
You're also fiercely
Gotcha.
independent, Christine. When you go fill up
I
your
know.
when you go and fill up your truck all by yourself, you're feeling all good about yourself, and then you come home at the end of the day and nobody's done anything you asked them to do and nobody's helping you do anything. But you still put that out like, I'm going to do this because it's me. I'm doing it. And a lot of times people don't feel like they're even useful to people like that. Like she's got it under control. She's got it all under control. She doesn't need me. So there could be some of that. Maybe being a little bit not helpless. That's a terrible word, but like asking for help more to say, or I don't know, something like that might be being more vulnerable in that way. It attracts the help that you need in a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've gotcha. And of course, Dani, the current situation here at home. So that person, I can't ask for help, albeit he is doing better than 4 or 5 months ago. But, going outside and asking for help, it seems that I can always find an excuse why not to ask somebody.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, it's your right to ask, and if you feel like you deserve the help, you should ask for it. And if you don't get it, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just information that you can use.
Okay.
Like, okay, that's information. Don't get angry at it. It's because that's the universe trying to test you. Like, here you go, doing it again. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? And if you stop reacting to it, then it stops bugging you.
Right. Well, and as I mentioned in my email, I feel like it goes beyond the human experience too.
Mhm.
Like, I mentioned I am a lover of cats, and out of 10 cats, I've had issues with the 4 that were males. It's like, I got to the point where I was like, I don't even want to have a male cat anymore. And sure enough, here comes another one traipsing into my life. And I'm like, no, I can't, no. It's like really crazy. But, you know, I'm not going to say, well, I can rescue your two sisters and not you. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, you can always fix him. You can't do that to your husband, I guess.
Anyways, I guess, you know, and because I have too many things on my chart, what I'm seeing on what you brought up is it looks like I have two kites in my chart, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. One anchor is that north node, which is just pure Aries energy, but believe in yourself, really. And then the other point is that that demented, twisted 1960s Pluto Uranus conjunction of late Leo. You guys just you guys changed the world the way you are.
I'd be glad you didn't get a serial killer incarnation, because that right there, there's serial killers that have that.
She's definitely not a serial killer.
Obviously, that you didn't get that. You'd be grateful for that. But that, yeah, I see the energy of Chiron and conjuncts Chronos across from that Hades and Uranus energy in your identity. So yeah, that other kite is on the first house of the identity, which there is a layer of you that, you know, your filters through Leo. It's like you want to be seen, right? Like, hey, what about me? And if you had that neglect as a child through dad and then you looked at it like your mom, there's still maybe unresolved business, which is why the Chiron's there for transformation in the 8th house that will push through to that first house.
Yeah, I pretty much wasn't seen even in my mother's second marriage. It was, you know, she made sure her attention was to my stepfather, and being an only child, it was like, okay, get in the back seat of the car while we go do our stuff and just enjoy your childhood watching out the window.
Yeah, you got, I mean, the Rahu in Aries and the Mars in the first house that rules Aries in Leo, a part of you wants to be seen. What about me? Look at me, man. What about me? Why is nobody paying attention to me? The Leo energy is the sun. You know how much energy the sun gets? And the sun gets so much worship. It rules Leo. So the sun's like, hey, every time you say, oh my God, that sun feels so good, guess who's getting worship? The sun does. So when you have the sun's energy in the first house through fire and Mars is there, but you have Pluto there, there's a lot of transformation around. You need to understand or understand that, yeah, the focus is on you, but there's a lot of transformation when you don't get it. And I would say that what I'm getting intuitively is there's unfinished business with your past. And it's causing you to stay in that space. Like, you know what you want, and you have a love signature in Virgo, which is like, I want just the simple things. I just want a guy that just can take the groceries in or take the garbage out. Just the simple shit, right? That's Virgo. That's right. That's it. That's all I want, right? Yeah, but really there is an underlying aspect of, I want to be seen, I want to be heard, because I'm the lioness. And if you got neglected when you were a child, the trauma may still be in your life right now.
The other person's actions do not reflect on you.
Good point.
So in other words, whatever husband's doing or whatever that male cat is doing has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Yep. Because when you don't get, like, Mars in the first house through Leo and your Aries, your Aries is being occupied by Rahu, you have a kite there. When you don't get attention, and it just goes on and on and on and on, and you're supposed to get attention, well, that can leave somebody bitter. And you may be a good person. You may be somebody like, well, I'm not going to let it shine. I'm not going to let people see it. I'm going to hide it. So then what you do is you literally just compress it, and you push it down, you squeeze it down. And then Hades will, like, you can't bring it down here to where I'm at. I'm going to release it. And then boom, you have this explosion. And now you just have this not, and then it just recycles again. So I can see in your chart where there's a great deal of emphasis on you and your identity, but there is also, I think there's maybe unfinished trauma that you haven't kind of taken on and let go of. And because you need to be a center of attention at some point, Christine. I mean, you need to be seen, you need to be heard. That's your code. Your code screams it.
Yep. And I don't know if my Jupiter return's going to help at all, because that's coming up, or is it past? I don't know. I haven't.
Oh yeah, it's
coming up.
it's right now, actually.
Right now.
Yeah.
But 12th house Jupiter transits can feel like you're alone, like nobody hears you.
Yep.
But once it crosses the ascendant, like within the next year, once it's in Leo, Jupiter will help you expand yourself, I think. So keep keeping on, Christine. Keep being the beautiful soul you are. Keep unconditionally loving the way you love, and know that however anybody reacts to that love is no reflection on you.
And is there any significance to it being a fire horse, like the fire horse? Like it's a fire horse return for me too. Like I feel like things are like at a snail's pace. I mean, they are moving forward, but it's still a snail's pace.
I agree with you.
But
That's Saturn. Saturn moves slow, and he also likes to hold back the reward so that when you get it, it tastes even sweeter. So,
and real quick, as you've mentioned before, Dani, that you listened to KRS, the gentleman, and I listened to him about this Saturn going retrograde, and for somebody like myself who has a retrograde Saturn, that can see forward movement while Saturn is retrograde. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do think that people with retrograde planets have paradoxical reactions to the transits. Yeah, like people with retrograde Jupiter, they have to when Jupiter is transiting retrograde, they have to be generous. And then when Jupiter is direct, they receive, and vice versa.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Christine.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah, we got Raz waiting in the background, so we'll go ahead and let you go. But thank you so much for calling. It was lovely to see you.
Thanks, Christine.
Yeah, thanks. All right, bye, guys.
We'll talk to you later. Much love. All right, we got Raz.
Is that it?
We got one more. We got Raz in the house.
Oh, we got one more. Okay. Okay, cool. They're already backstage. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, they just disappeared. Maybe they'll call you. All right.
Good diamonds.
Yes, and this person, I did not publish their birthday, but maybe I'll show you later. But they're so locked into the number 137. I almost thought it was a joke.
What's the 936 at the bottom right? What is
That's
that?
the time of the appointment.
Oh,
and it's their frequencies. This was one of the solfeggio frequencies. 936 is. All right, Raz is back there
in the 11th house of community. Holy smokes!
Hi, Raz. Unmute your mic or give your
nervous. Another Leo rising.
Yep. Life path 4. Also,
that's Gregorian life path, right?
Yeah, and also born. Oh God, what was the resonance? It freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I almost thought somebody was trying to punk me how close it was. Let's see. Oh, it's not in that mailbox.
Are they having trouble getting in here? I see their name on that.
Yeah, they need to unmute the mic, I think, but that's it. Okay, let's see.
You gotta text them probably. Oh, now they're signing in somewhere else.
Are you there, Raz?
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
I can
Oh,
hear
loud and
you.
clear.
Welcome to the critical question. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So what's going on with you, Raz?
A lot of things, I think. Is this the part where I ask the question?
Yes.
Okay, so the question is regarding my health journey. Like, how is it supposed to unfold, or what does my chart say about it?
You say health?
Yes, health.
Are you having troubles with your health right now?
Well, I've been having troubles with my health for quite some time, and I was kind of poisoning myself for 10 years, and I decided to quit it recently. And I've been, I think like I've been having kind of withdrawals and like symptoms. Like, obviously, if you poison yourself for 10 years with some substance and then stop, it's gonna have some consequences later. But I think I'm doing well, and healing is going good.
Well, that's great.
You've got some very powerful placements, like in your fourth house and in Scorpio and Ophiuchus. I mean, Pluto, Moon, and Chiron there. That's no joke.
Nope. That's exactly the one I was looking at, Dan.
Yeah. I don't know where you're, you call it abusing yourself. That probably came from somewhere in your past that was either a normal or fun thing to do to yourself. Or it was okay, you know, or maybe you felt more alive when you were abusing yourself or were in an abused state. It's these people with this placement, the Pluto and the Scorpio and Ophiuchus. You're probably the youngest person we've talked to. You guys between like 2004 or 2000 and 2005 when Pluto was moving through here, you all know like that for some reason you guys are learning the lessons of like death, poison, and misery. And what's so interesting is that you guys are going through some of that, like right now, that age between like, 18 and 26. It's just not easy. And I think it has to do with your lunar nodes. I think you've probably had, let me think here for a second. So the North Node's up here. How long ago, how long have you been clean?
It's been about 2 months. I decided to do myself a gift and
Okay.
stop it like before.
Okay. Yeah, you've got this. It's opposing this midheaven, Jupiter and Saturn, and this is this energy combined is able to accomplish almost anything. You've got this is something that's very strong in your chart that you should probably lean into a little bit more than this darkness, because ultimately all of this is an illusion. This down here is here to. It's like kind of to show you like the demons, that fourth house stuff, the Pluto, the Chiron, the moon down there. Is to show you the demons so that when you like become the expert at whatever it is you're supposed to do, you are literally the one people go to. And it's because you walk the walk. It's because you've been through the darkness. It's because you've hit the bottom and have come back up. I'm not sure if your question, like if the recovery will get better or easier. I think there will. It's like grief. It's like when someone dies, because you have to do everything differently. You have to drink water differently. You have to eat differently. You have to go to bed differently. You have to bathe yourself differently. You have to talk to people differently. And it's no joke. And so there is a grieving process that comes with letting go of something that you're either addicted to or very good friends with. It just is what it is. And it may never go away. That's why people always go to these anonymous meetings, like 20, 30 years later, because they they still feel the pain of the loss of that. Nobody talks about that. They're like, oh, I'm so proud of you. But nobody says, how are you doing with the grief? How are you doing with missing it? Because that's where people fall back into it. All I can say is that whenever moon moves into this space in the sky for you, it's going to be a more tender time. Whenever moon is moving through Ophiuchus and Scorpio. So you need to lean into somebody that can support you. I don't know if you've told your friends and family that you're doing that. But you need help. You can't do that all by yourself, because a lot of times those visions alone in the dark, they just convince you that it's okay to go back to it, that you'll be okay if you go back to it, that you'll feel
No,
better.
but I'm not going back to it. Now it's okay.
That's
I
good.
made a decision. It
Good.
has to be like this.
Well, that's good for you, but I'm definitely speaking for the general population, because some people deal with this all the time. Yeah.
Off.
Yeah. So that's great. That's good. But if there's grief, don't be so hard on yourself. If it still lingers there, if the doubt still comes in, like, am I really doing the right thing? Because it's powerful. But like I said, if you can use that as something that teaches you, you're probably capable of accomplishing almost anything. That North Node is just stacked with beautiful, benefic, like 11th house. Logan, I'll let you run with that, because I know you're going to point out all the beautiful things that he's supposed to be doing with that 11th house.
Well, I would say, because dude, I mean, I've been through addictions several times, so I'm not just telling you, yeah, I know what you mean because I read it in a book. No, I've gone through it many times, so I know exactly. And for me, people say, well, why was it trauma? No, I just like to do drugs. I just like the feeling of it. I mean, what's wrong with that, right? I had the best times of my life when I was on substances, and then then the normal sober reality becomes not so much fun, right? There can be trauma attached there. How was your home life? Was it good? Was it bad? How would you rate it?
I would rate it. I don't know. It's complicated. It's not good. It's bad, but it's very challenging.
Yeah, well,
very challenging.
Okay, so yeah, because you got as Dani talked about, you have a triple threat there: Moon, emotions, with Chiron, your wound, with Hades, the underworld, which is transformation, all in your 4th house of your home in Scorpio. The nakshatras, Mula and Yeshta will be there as well. Those are big time nakshatras to live through. And if you've said no to substances now, I can tell you right now, you're all that cluster of energy in your 11th house, you would do really well going to a group community, like you would do really well in Alcoholics Anonymous, because the 11th house is social circles. So don't shirk away from it, man. Even though you say, I got this, I've promised myself I'm not going to do it. You need support. You need to be around people that have been through the same things as you, so you guys can talk it amongst yourselves in group settings. I'm very confident with that. I that's the biggest takeaway out of this thing with this question you have. Yes. Is that you need to go and go be some kind of organization you need to go belong to. It's going to help you. Even if you've beaten it and said, I'm not going to go back, it's not worth not doing it.
You could potentially help other people that are going through it.
Well, that's exactly my thought. Yeah. You're gonna not only help yourself, but at the same time, you may save someone's life. So you're the sacrifice. Right? You're going to be the guy that, oh yeah, I did all this substances and and now I'm going to go help people to tell them you shouldn't probably do that.
Okay, that's good and great enough. Let's move past this question. And
okay, great.
I have another question that isn't about health. Can I achieve what I set out to achieve? Because it seems like an impossible task. It is about understanding luck in this reality, greed, and outcomes.
So your question is, can you achieve?
Can I achieve what I set out to achieve? What I've been doing.
What is it you want to do? Are you talking about
Um,
earning money as for a living, a career?
Yeah, it kind of goes with it. Yes, career.
Okay. Your second house is Virgo, so that's service. So whatever industry you're going to be in, and there's a million you could fit in there, your best wheelhouse will be where you can be of service. It can be as simple as a bartender, it can be as complex as a restaurant manager. It can be a CEO of a restaurant. It can be a farmer. It could be a cook. It could be a chef. What is it you do right now? Do you want to
Doctor,
share?
veterinarian, dentist. Yeah.
I,
all those things.
Veterinary and health and wellness. I'll throw this out there, right? You asked about is the first question, is it going to, has it affected my health? Well, yes, but you've already said no and you've moved on past that. So it's a big win. Well, you may move into the health and wellness sector because of fear that, well, I don't know if I'm going to be as good as I need to get into something else. So you see the addictions you had were the precursor for your career because you may have needed that and worry about your health to move you into health and wellness. What is it you do for a living? Do you mind sharing that?
I predict future events.
Predict future events.
Hmm.
You make a living off that.
Yes.
Okay. And how does that look? Do you have a website that you go to, or do you have a
No, I
YouTube
just use
channel?
a notebook. I just use notebook.
So
And
you
I
write
just
things. You write
no,
things down.
I
How do you
write
earn?
things down and I pull cards,
Oh,
or they pull themselves.
so you're a card reader.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's being of service.
Hmm.
Okay, great. So how does that fit into your second question? So you're already doing it. Do you want to maximize that position? Where do you see yourself going higher? Is that kind of what
It's just because there's so much polarity, so many highs, so many lows, in so short amount of time. Like in my life overall, and in my work, in my life, everywhere. There's just so much polarity, and I don't know. I tend to just be in a neutral state most of the time because otherwise it's just gets overwhelming and it's not controllable. If I just give too much emotion, I need to be in a very zero state. It seems.
are you would you consider yourself psychic?
Yes, very.
Yeah, Pluto and Scorpio. So okay, great. So now it's just so the thing is, I'll say this and then I'll let Dani take the floor. I think you need to give yourself some time because if you're 60 days off of whatever you were put yourself through for or whatever, right? You're just fresh off the banana boat, man. You got to give yourself some time to heal, let the body get back to homeostasis. You know, your eating and your water and all that is probably you're healing right now. So until you get to a state of homeostasis where you're like the body's like, okay, I know I'm not going back to that poison. Awesome. Now I'm going to heal and now I'm going to relax and let go and kind of just like that. Once you get to that space, it could take 6 months, it could take a year, it could take another month, it could take another week. That's going to open up for you. Like all of these career opportunities for you of your talents are going to open up. I mean, I see home-based business. The fourth house is home. And then you have Hades and Chiron and the moon there. This is psychic and telekinesis and reading. Could you read people's minds and stuff like that? Like you get into all that stuff?
The thing is, I don't really read people. I read events the best. Like I don't wanna overall dealing with people, dealing even if I'm in a room with a person, and like I don't like reading people. I like reading events because events are neutral.
Oh,
People have so much energy attached to them,
sure.
and I don't really like to even like touch other people's energy. I just like to look at events. Events are neutral to me.
Smart. What do you see, Dani?
Well, I like the comment that you said that, but you sounded like you weren't happy with it when you said that you stay neutral. And I like that you said that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Um, you know, one of the reasons why I have been able to do medicine for so long is because I stay neutral. you can't get involved in people's misery. You'll literally, like, even if you do individual consults or do eventually feel safe enough to contribute your gifts to another human one-on-one, you can still stay neutral. You don't have to get involved with their heart or their mind or their thoughts. You just have to learn those protective grounding techniques. And someone with your psychic abilities and that signature in that fourth house, it comes from a long line of wizards. And it's weird growing up in this reality as a wizard when there's nobody to guide you and to tell you how to do it, and all of a sudden you have these abilities and you don't know what's going on. So it's no wonder a lot of people with those abilities, the heavy Scorpio Neptune placements, doing drugs, transcending, trying to get out of there because you're protecting yourself. So yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but neutrality is good. There's nothing good or wrong or bad about it. And that would be my final thought.
Raz, what gets you excited about life?
That's a nice question.
It is, isn't it?
I like being correct. I like seeing multiple events line up in a day, and I can like go back and be like, okay, this took, like, there's so many ways for me to predict like said events, and then when I do it correctly, and when I do it like 10 events in a row, like that's mathematically impossible, and then I do it 3 days in a row, and then like that's why I wake up.
So that's what makes you happy, is getting predictions to come out the way you see them.
Yeah, I like beating the odds. I like doing what is mathematically impossible in like short amount of time, and I just like doing it.
Yeah, you have a lot of precision in your like first house of Virgo and Leo. So you want to be seen, but you said you don't want to be seen. But I think there's a part of you that does want to be seen. I mean, what's the next stage of your career? Like, are you just going to remain in the shadows, or do you want to actually take this to the next level? Would that get you excited? Like, let me give you an example before you answer. Imagine you got a phone call tomorrow and you got invited on the Joe Rogan show. Would you go?
I mean, to display how it's done. Yes, I would go.
But that would get you excited then. Like tomorrow you're going on Joe Rogan and you get to talk about how you've made predictions that have come true several days in a row. Bing, bang, boom, you've done that. Like, you'd be excited to talk to an audience that has that large of a following. That would excite you?
I don't know, honestly. If it would excite me, it would just be something that I would do just to present it once and be done. I really
Well, you
don't.
said you like to be right, but you see, the thing is, you authentically, you said, I like to be right. I like to
Yes.
get okay, great. So we've established that. That's awesome. So now you're going to get rewarded for being right. And that's your incarnation. Part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of badass, actually.
I think it's badass. I mean, dude, you got Pluto and Chiron and the moon. Your emotional payoffs are going to be where you get to be psychic and right. I mean, your body is a tuning fork. Your body, right? You're like you're a receiving station. You're like a Nostradamus.
Yeah.
So, like, are you going to leave a legacy? Do you care if you leave a legacy behind before you pass on from this lifetime? Does it matter to you?
I don't really think legacy is important. I think like achieving, beating the odds like enough times to just be like this. Like there is an element to luck. That's what kind of I'm after. There's an element of luck, and I've been able to understand it. But the luck goes with greed as well, because if you're too greedy, you're gonna lose everything. Like those are my two things that I'm really into: predicting, understanding like what governs luck, because there are many rules, like, and situations, like how things unfold. that you can like tell, but you need to live through them to understand. It's a longer conversation. I'm not trying to get into that, but
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm into.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, that's, I think that's the, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, dude, I'd be excited about life, man. Cause like, if you're telling me that you've predicted things several times, listen, I'm in the world of this is my world. Just want to let you know, right? I'm a forensic decoder. So I'm like a detective. Okay. And I have a lot of people that I get emails from that say, oh, I figured it out. I'm the return of Jesus. I'm this, I'm that. I get this. I've heard it a million times and I just, okay, that's cool because it's all about you. I know the world of predictions. I see a lot of people online that predict things and normally they don't come true. 99% of the time, they never happen, right? So if you're the guy, honestly, if I'm talking to somebody right now that has actually done and completed what you've done, dude, the world needs to hear about you unless you just don't care. But I see Leo in your first house. I see it in the 12th house, so I get it. You don't want to be seen. Part of you doesn't want to be seen. I get that. I get you just want to be in the shadows and you just have fun doing it in the privacy of your own home. I get that. And I would imagine that your substance abuse had something to do with that because you're like, I don't want to be seen. I'm just going to go into my own little shell. I'm going to do my predictions and I'm going to feel good about it. I get that. But there is another layer of it, man, where, the world needs to hear about you.
Well,
That's
this
right.
is
Yeah,
the first time they're
100%.
about me then.
Well, let me give you a time frame that you can look at, Raz, too. At least to stay focused where you are right now, the place that you find yourself. Currently, our lunar north node is on your ascendant, and you are literally about to have a solar eclipse, like right on your ascendant, coming in mid-August. And next year, you're going to have the lunar north nodes line up with your, like inversely will line up with your north and south node. It's called inverse lunar node return or node return. You're kind of like halfway to the next return. So it's a nice opportunity to align with that as a portal, as a way to, shift your energy, to transform, to do something different, if that's what you want to do. So yeah, all Leo risings, not just you, but every Leo rising, you're going to have a very interesting month. So, well, Raz, your birthday was very interesting because your date numerology was 137, and then I saw that your ascendant, so you gave me a birth time that lined up exactly with the 33rd gate. So I was thinking, okay, this guy knows something about 137 being the 33rd prime, and it was just very, very interesting. And then your life path ended up being 13, which reduced to 4. So you're a 4, like me and Logan.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. Well, Raz, we are about out of time. Do you have any other thoughts or questions real quick we can answer for you?
No, that's enough. But thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Really appreciate you.
I find you very interesting, man. You got a pretty badass chart. Congratulations on your new chapter, your graduation out of what you were doing before. I think it's going to open up for you. I think that you're going to start to see some new things come into your life and you'll have new opportunities. And I think, some smiles are coming your way.
My lungs are smiling.
Okay, great.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Raz.
Thanks for coming on, Raz. We appreciate you.
Appreciate
Keep
you.
doing you, man.
Much love.
Thank you.
Much
Take
love.
care.
Take care.
Wow.
Amazing
Wow.
guests, man.
I know. We have magicians in our midst. This is so incredible.
Yeah, man.
A couple of you guys were asking in the chat, like, how can I be next? There's a pinned comment there that'll take you to just as an email sign up, just so you can get on the email list. When we announce the next critical question, you guys will be the first ones to get the email. So if you want to be a guest, you will be directed to the calendar link and you can grab one of the spots. So everybody's saying, thank you, Raz. Raz Lux wants you to give us a prediction.
Yeah, dude, I've got, this is my world, man. And I have yet to, like, if that is, If that is happening in your life, Raz, I've never seen that, because there are a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I'm going to do, your shit don't come true, man. Your predictions are bunk. Just that you're not an Nostradamus. Okay. You think you're not. Get a lot of that stuff. Some people may be, but I have yet to see one that can do what
I think the legit ones don't really like.
they don't, but
They don't have to.
they don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if I had that power, I would do something with it. But that's me. That's me, because you could just do it quietly, but a lot of people could benefit from it.
Yeah.
Could save lives if you're kind of in that space.
Yeah.
So
that was cool. That was very cool. We have a bunch of questions to answer. If you'd like to get through some of these,
yeah.
Maybe go for another, 30 minutes or so.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay. When he comes back, I might go use the ladies' room. All right, let's see. Where are we? I skipped question 2. It was Kiera. And Kiera says that she has spent much of her life as a source of strength, healing, and support for others. Despite navigating many hardships over the years, she's always been able to draw on resilience, intuition, and an ability to recover from life's setbacks. In recent years, however, a series of profound losses, financial struggles, legal battles, and personal challenges have left her feeling exhausted in ways she never experienced before. For the first time, she finds herself struggling to reconnect with the inner strength, purpose, and joy that once came naturally. She's searching for a way to understand this chapter of her life and how to move forward without losing herself in the process. So she asks, how do I find my way back to myself after becoming someone I no longer recognize? How do I regain inner peace and self-love after years of loss, love, struggle, and survival? All right, I'm probably going to pull a card.
I did.
What'd you pull?
10 of Pentacles. How do you find yourself? How do you go back to yourself? How do you recognize yourself? Become and know you're the very best. 10 of Pentacles. I am the shit.
I like that.
I'm saying that spell, man. I mean, you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're that. And at the bottom of the deck, man, 401. This is life. The game of life. This is life. 10 of Pentacles. The mighty player of life. How do you find the peace? Knowing it, that you're the shit. You're the star of the show. There's nobody better than you in this reality. Nobody has a higher position than you.
There's also a sense where we have to do something to achieve that. When I think the greatest wisdom is that at your baseline, you are inner peace and self-love. There's nothing that you have to do to go and get it. And people just feel like, no, I have to, because if I don't do this action, then I'm not safe. If I don't do this action, then I'm not at peace. And it's just such a mind game sometimes when we think about it. That we have to struggle. Yeah.
And start looking at this position you're in as temporary. I think a lot of people in this world, we're all like this in some ways. We end up moving into a space and we just treat it like it's permanent. It's permanent, right? You get into a relationship. What do you think? Oh, I'm going to marry this person. It's most people just don't get into a relationship and say, well, I'm going to date you for 3 months and then I'm going to kick you to the curb. No, it's you're dating somebody. You make that commitment. It's forever. That's how you kind of treat it. I think people treat the same thing. So these losses that you have, it's temporary. Like you weren't supposed to have them in the first place. That's why you lost them. So move on.
Yeah, or for forever. Nothing's forever.
Nothing's forever. You're just renting space. We're renters here. Rent. Right?
So just find that inner peace without anybody else giving it to you, and just revel in that for as long as you can. And then eventually the outside world catches up. It really does. So great question, Kira. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. Ophelia. Did we already do Ophelia questions? What should I say? Yeah, this is the next one. She says, this is just a straight up question. She says, what's the next step that I should take? I want to pull one card with you. We'll both pull one for this one. How about that? It says,
You
how do I know?
You pull it this time.
Okay, so how do I know to take the bull by the horns? I never expected to see the whole path. Just take the next step. The next step. So, what is the next step that Ophelia should take?
I would honestly, I would be in such a hysterical mood if you have some kind of Taurian energy in your chart. I would kind of laugh at that.
That would be funny. Okay, the first one I got was the Page of Swords.
The writer.
All right. So maybe you got to write down what your next path is, what your next step is. If all you need is the next few steps and you're the creator, just write it down. And the page is like the beginning. You're not the master yet, and you're not like the king that has servants yet. So you're still kind of maybe on the path of service. So whatever it is that you're gonna do, it's probably not going to be like big or glamorous. It'll just start off sort of small.
Yeah,
like an
that's the writer. You're not right. How do I know to take the bull by the horns? You're not at the bull yet. The page is the naive one. It's the best way I can tell you about pages. Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. It is like a kid that just got out of college and they just got their contract. Maybe they just got a contract to make $100,000 a year. How you feeling? Excited. Holy shit. I just graduated and I just got signed on to a headhunter found me and I just got this job and I'm making $100,000 a year right out of college. Oh my God, I'm feeling so good. But that doesn't mean that you got it all figured out. No, you're feeling good about it, but you're not ready. I don't think you're ready to grab the bull by the horns yet. If you're at the step part, take some more steps until you reach the bull by the horns. I think you're trying to figure it out. You don't need to figure it out.
Yep.
Do a vision board. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, there's got to be some writing, some thought processes down.
That's
first.
the writer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Page of Swords is the writer. That's the card of Prometheus as well. The writer.
Thank you, Ophelia, for your question. All right, the next one is from Nada, and it says, should I get out of Saudi Arabia and move to the United Kingdom? I know what you're going to say.
Yes.
You're just going to say yes. Whether it was get out of the United Kingdom and move to Saudi Arabia, we would have said yes. And again, it's because this is like the, question answering itself by just being asked. Now, you could certainly look at your astro cartography to see. You could think about what it would be like to leave the United Kingdom and pull some cards for yourself. Let's see what this first card is right off the top. This is the King of Swords.
Master the logic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't use
Don't use emotion.
Make a decision not based on, take emotion completely out of your decision. Why would you go to the United Kingdom completely through logic? No emotions. No, it doesn't matter if it's going to make you happy. What is it going to provide for you? Not emotionally, logically. King of Swords.
I like that. So a logical choice. So I would do the pros and cons of staying, pros and cons of going, and see which one makes the most sense to you financially, logically, etc. All right, Nada, thank you for that question. All right. Now, Melinda is in the United Kingdom, so maybe you could meet up with her, Nada.
Maybe she wants to move to Saudi Arabia.
Maybe. And she's been exploring real sky astrology while studying Spotlight and diving into the deeper questions surrounding destiny and free will. Throughout her life, she's experienced recurring deja vu, vivid dreams that later become reality, and an increasing sense that certain events seem familiar long before they happen. And we got another psychic out here. These experiences have led her to wonder whether some of us occasionally glimpse the path we agreed to walk before we arrived here, and whether there are parts of our journey that we are meant to remember while other parts remain intentionally hidden. So the question is it possible that some of us remember pieces of our life's script before they unfold? And if so, why are some parts revealed while others remain hidden? Ooh.
Well, yes to the first part.
Yeah, I call it pre-membering.
Pre-numbering. That's interesting.
Pre-membering. Like instead of remembering, you're pre-membering.
Yeah. Why are some hidden? Because that's the way your script is. Yeah. You don't have to have an answer to it. It's just what you got.
And that's pretty cool that you got the vivid dreams that kind of later become reality. I hope you write those down. At least have a dream journal. That's great. I get deja vu too sometimes. It's such a weird feeling and it's so random. You're like,
Yeah.
really? Like just driving down the street, just talking to somebody, comes out of nowhere. And I think that some you can actually be trained. You can train to like read a timeline. There's people that do that. Um, and it has to do with like visualization and like rising yourself above it and being able to see like all of it, kind of like the way we rise up and we can see the earth below us. It's the same idea. You just visualize it. So, all right. Any other thoughts on that?
No, it's just, if something, I have this quote, if you knock on the door and no one answers, it wasn't your door.
That's right.
So that's why some of the things are hidden.
Do you think that some are just maybe unwritten?
No.
You think it's all written
You're a determinist,
in
man.
advance?
Come on,
Well,
man.
I know, but I just,
Determinist.
but when is it written? That's the question. Like, I know it's all pre-written, but when?
Well, I mean, you could easily speculate it's written on the fly. You could easily say it was written before you ever incarnated. I mean, but I say it's written before you ever incarnated.
Okay.
We have enough support for band. I've done so many rock bands that when you do their numerology, their life path, their cards, it would be impossible. Like Led Zeppelin.
I know, they're pretty convincing. They really
man.
are. They really are.
Yeah, it's impossible because it's just impossible to say they didn't incarnate to be in that band.
Yeah. And I agree. There's sometimes when you just find the code, you're like, you're supposed to. It also could be that you're not really resonating with that future timeline yet. So you can't see it.
What'd
It's
you
a frequency thing too. Huh?
You switch glasses?
Yes.
What the hell? You didn't like
I
the other one?
couldn't see.
Oh shit. Why?
Yeah.
Their magnification was too high?
Yeah, I had David bring in some
Oh. David to the rescue.
Yeah. All right. Let's see who's next. Okay, so that was Melinda. Wendy is next. And Wendy has spent 15 years building a successful cleaning business through hard work and persistence. Lately, however, she feels as though life is gently but unmistakably pushing her away from doing the physical labor herself and toward becoming the leader she's always known she could be. Standing at this crossroads, she's trying to discern whether she's meant to evolve the business she's built or to have courage to begin an entirely new chapter. So the question is, how do I know when it's time to grow the life I've built and when it's time to leave it behind and begin something entirely new?
Sometimes you know, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, well, I think if you're starting to entertain things in the back of your mind, there may be something there. Would you pull looking, kind of just reviewing the life's work?
This is you, Wendy. You're looking, everything you've swept up right there, you're looking at, that's when you know. So I think maybe the answer is you need to evaluate all of the things in your life that you've done prior to now and ask yourself, should I continue collecting what's in this pile or am I ready to move on? And it doesn't have to be immediate.
Nope.
You don't just have to say tomorrow, I'm not doing that anymore. It can be that drastic, but it can just be a gradual pull. But that's very, very fascinating that card pulled up for you. So I think you need to evaluate what you feel is pertaining to this question. Figure out, am I ready to move on completely? And then make some bold decisions to move away from that. And the thing is you got to do something different tomorrow that you didn't do today. Doesn't have to be major. What do you think, Dani?
Well, I think that when we're at these kinds of crossroads in life, I think that there's definitely a identity crisis because many of us identify with what we do. I am a doctor. I am an astrologer. I am a metaphysician. I am this. I am that. I am a business owner. And I am the one who does all the physical labor herself. That's what she does. So she identifies with doing that. Just like Christine did, identified being the independent one that, and so it may be just you begin to, and you're also probably getting to a point where you are at an age where that physical labor is going to get harder and harder and harder. It just happens a little bit earlier for women. We don't carry our strength into our older age the way men do. So sometimes just having that physical labor part of it being taken off your plate can make what you're doing a lot easier, and also open the door for you to do the other thing that you want to do. Those are my thoughts. So re-identify yourself, not as the person who always has to get it done, but the person who's in charge, the queen at the top.
I like it.
Yeah. And then things will start, coming into your field like that. All right, let's see. Jess is next. She has spent 2 years, or they have spent 2 years putting everyone else first. And after caring for both parents, raising 2 children, and building a successful career, they've reached a rare moment in life where no one else is depending on them. They prepare to sell their family home and begin again, and they're torn between the familiarity of the mountains and the call for the ocean. It's more than about choosing a place to live. She's trying to understand what this next chapter is truly asking of her, and how to trust her own inner knowing after so many years of caring with others. So the basic question here is, when you've spent your life living for everyone else, how do you know where you're truly being called to begin again?
Well, the answer's in the question of that one. You're being called right now. That's why you're asking.
Yeah. The familiarity of the mountains and the call for go to the ocean. Go to the ocean. And if the mountains call you back, that's fine. But there's something really magical about being by the ocean. And it depends on what's in your chart too. If you've got a lot of water signs, sometimes the ocean's the perfect place. If you, the futurist.
Good job.
Yeah.
This is the card I just pulled to ask. How do you know when you're being called right now? This is the futurist. This is your future. What do you want?
Yeah. And so this is the thing I was saying about folks, is like when they like wake up and realize, the reality isn't what they thought it was, they get a break where all the karma is finally left off of them. They're like, can I actually enjoy my life? Can I actually have the things that I want? The answer is yeah. And you can have it sooner than that too. You can have it sooner than that. So I say go to the ocean.
I mean, I concur with you on that.
Yeah.
Unless you live in where I live, where there's a ton of seaweed, then you don't probably not want to go.
Well, yes, if you're tired of the beach like you are, the mountains are calling you.
I ain't tired of the beach. I just don't. The beach is not.
The mountains are calling you, right?
Yeah, the mountains are calling me. Well, they're not calling me. It's just. Well, maybe. So I mean, I've been here for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
So I love the water.
Yeah, I do too. All right. This is a great quick question. This might actually be a longer answer than the question. Anna Theo writes, thank you so much, Jess, for your question. Anna Theo writes, where do we go when we die? And how can we become more conscious of that process?
Go ahead, you take that one. I'm going to pull a tarot card as you. Curious what the tarot says.
All right. Yeah. Where do we go when we die? I honestly don't know where we go when we die. I'm not even sure how I got here. I just feel like I kind of wake up every day and I'm like, all right, I'm here and I have these memories and who knows? But that card basically is telling you you're going to go back to you're
going to reincarnate. That's what that card says right there. That's the card of reincarnation. Card 42. The word reincarnation equals 42. Wonderland equals 42. Crucifixion equals 42. The fig tree, the tree of knowledge is 42. Yeah. Where do we go after we die? Right back to the melting pot of being a human being. That's where you go.
So then the question is, well, how do we remember this process? How do we die and remember when we die and then remember when we come back?
Magic question. Do you have an answer for that, Dani? I don't. Because I don't remember.
I don't remember either. We're all walking around with amnesia, but we have a little bit of a hint that something's not quite right.
Crazy the 6 of Cups came out, man. I'm not surprised, but man, come on.
Come
on, man. What is that commercial? Remember that beer commercial? Come on, man. What's that commercial? That's that. Come on.
There we go.
That's it.
An explosion. All right. So that was my other side of that I wanted to give you guys. Um,
I have some sound effects too.
was that a chicken?
I have.
All right. Take a bow.
You get an applause, man. You get an applause.
All right. Anthea, you get an applause. If anybody has an answer to that in the chat, we'll happily let you guys take that.
I know
one.
a lot of people, like myself too. Like I'm trying to get out.
Yeah.
Think of Pac-Man. You know what happens when you're
Just keeps-
Pac-Man? I say you're the ghost
Yeah.
chasing Pac-Man, which is the sun, the yolk. And what happens if Pac-Man eats you? Where do you go? You go back to the center. You regenerate and you come back out as a ghost again. Blinky and Pinky and yeah. That's what that says.
Yep.
Can you imagine if that was a absolute fact? Like everybody in the world knew that when you die, you're going to come back and reincarnate. Oh boy, would the world change.
What would you do differently?
I'd have to think about it, honestly. I mean, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't think I don't think I'm doing anything differently. Maybe I would be more engrossed in doing more activities and doing things, kind of living out life, you know, like hang gliding and going on a helicopter. There's just fun stuff. But I wouldn't do it any other way. What about you?
I don't know. There's part of me that feels like, and I don't know, it could just be my doctor ego, but I feel like I came here by choice. Like I feel like I came here to share something that I feel like everybody knows, like deep inside of them, and it just takes a little bit of remembering. And I don't get me wrong, I don't have it all figured out. I'm still remembering, if you will, but I don't know. I just don't feel like this place is so terrible.
Neither do I.
I think it's so beautiful, and I think that there's so many amazing experiences that we can have, and I think it's just our attitude, you know, like I feel like we just decided to come, like we wanted to come down here for whatever reason, whether it be selfish or to be of service, and then we get here and we're just complaining a lot. And I think there's so many wonderful things around us that we can be in awe of. So that's my thoughts on that.
That's a great answer.
Thanks.
That's a great answer.
All right. Eleanor just began her journey in astrology and wants to understand how a birth chart can truly reveal before investing in a personal reading. So I guess she wants to get a reading, but is not sure what you get in a reading. So living on a fixed income, she's thoughtfully exploring the subject through books and self-study while wondering how astrology can become a practical tool for everyday life. Rather than look for predictions, she's hoping to understand what a chart can teach her about herself and whether it can help her navigate life's challenges with greater awareness. So she asks us, what can a birth chart actually tell us? And how can someone begin using astrology in their daily life without spending a lot of money? So I mean, I'll just tell you what I did. Maybe when you got started, you did something similar. When I realized that I couldn't rely on any tropical calendar, any tropical astrologer out there, at least for a little while, till I understood why it was wrong or off. I just pulled the day's chart every day, and I pulled my chart every day, and I just looked at it. And if I didn't understand it, and this was before Chat GPT, I would just Google it. I would say, Google, I've got, Saturn in Gemini in my second house, and the moon's going over it today, and it's in this phase. What does that mean? And I would get different interpretations, and I, could resonate with some of it or not resonate with other. And I might journal it, that day when the moon is over my Saturn. What did I feel today? What did I encounter? What lessons did I learn today? And you do that often enough. You put the reps in, right? Because if you don't have the funds to get the top-notch grade A education with the guru of your choice, then you're going to have to become your own guru. So you're going to have to put those reps in. You're going to have to show up every day to your chart and to the sky and reckon the two and say, what's happening with me? And once you begin to see the patterns with yourself, then you can apply that to other things. And inside the chart, what it means about you is sort of like your guide, like your code book almost. I mean, that's how I look at it. You know, I'll have a situation, and because I can relate it to the archetypes in astrology, I can pinpoint exactly where that might be happening in my chart. And it's really quite fascinating, especially if you do like forensic decoding on yourself. Right. And I don't know, Logan, you could speak more about your spotlight course again, because it's a perfect opportunity.
Good spotlight, man.
Want to learn more about yourself, you could just
Listen, I'm just gonna say, and it's because I don't take any credit for it. Spotlight.life there is no other system online that can top it right now. None, because it has 8 modules, and there is not one other system that synchronizes all of them together. Right? Currently, right now, that's the way it stands, and it's free. So the only thing you have to invest is your time.
put in the reps.
You got to put in the reps.
Yep.
If you're willing to do that, you'll learn. And, I narrate the whole thing. It's step by step. There's downloads. You don't even have to try to figure anything out. Everything's done for you. If you can, I'll give you this. If you can copy and paste, you'll do great. If you know how to copy and paste from a computer, a keyboard, and your mouse, you'll do great. If you can follow instructions, you'll do great. Those are the 2 requirements: copy and paste and following instructions. That's all you need. You don't have to have an education on anything esoteric. If you can follow those instructions of copying and pasting and following instructions, you're golden. That's it. And then just do that. And then you'll just open like a lotus flower. You're like this seed, and you just be like this. And now, as I call it, the owner's manual.
Yep.
Right? If your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, you're probably going to pull out the owner's manual. That's what most people do when they want to get a reading. My life's broken. I want you to look at my owner's manual. That's truly what they really want to look at.
Mm-hmm.
If your car breaks down, you're going to grab the owner's manual to see if you can fix it, especially if you can get cell phone service. A lot of people that come to me, their life's not working the way they want it to be. They're broken, right? People that come here to the critical question, they ask a question, something's just not right. Something's off a little bit. Study your code.
Mm-hmm.
The code will reveal everything you need to know about your owner's manual. How the machine runs is your owner's manual. Yeah. And then Dani has her course that you can do.
Yeah. So. And then that'll just get your feet wet. That'll get you excited about learning from me. But my course takes you deep. We go deep, and it's one-on-one, and we're together the whole time.
Yours is specialized though, right? Yours is specialized in astrology. So yours goes really deep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You will know everything. You will be basically ready to practice astrology when you're done with me. But that's not for everybody. You have to be like a total nerd, and you have to like geek out on all kinds of astrology. But one of the most valuable things that an astrologer can do for you, in my opinion, is see you. Because that magic of reading your codebook to you, especially when it's in a situation where you engage the astrologer and they agree to do that with you, entered into an energetic agreement. And so what comes through is for you in that moment at that time, and you get seen, and there's nothing more powerful than being seen. Like it causes breakthroughs. Like it destroys years of therapy. Like you don't even need to do that. So any money that you would spend on like therapy or prescription pills or like doctors telling you stuff, the money that you would spend for a consult in astrology could be that life-changing. And I've done it. And I'm sure you have too, Logan. Yeah.
Still do it. I mean, it's not an ongoing process.
Yeah, for sure.
Well said. I like it.
All right. Let's see. I think we have 2 more questions, and then we'll clear the board here. So the next one is Dorel, and this is another person from the United Kingdom. So Nada, a couple friends there waiting for you. She has a question about the 16-year-old daughter. This is a bright, creative person with many talents and interests, equally drawn to art, criminology, childcare, leaving her uncertain about which path to pursue. Like many parents, Darrell wants to encourage her daughter's gifts while honoring the unique person she's becoming, and wonders whether her birth chart can offer guidance as she begins making decisions that would shape her future. So she did give me her birth chart and everything, but unless you're one of the guests, we don't typically pull the chart. So, but we can tell you, how can a birth chart help a young person discover their natural path without limiting who they're becoming? Man, I wish I had met me when I was 14. Or Logan when I was 14 years old, so I could be like, look what.
This is one of the main reasons why we created Spotlight, was for the kids.
Yeah.
They're the future. Because once you see it, once you read it, once you absorb it, it's unforgettable.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the best way I can describe it is if you own a car, if you open the glove box, there's an owner's manual in there for most people. The charts are your owner's manual. So if you want to be the best parent legendary, you study the child's chart. Because a lot of what do parents normally do, Dani? They like, oh, I'm a doctor, you're going to be a doctor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I'm making good money, and I want that for you. But if the child does, man, because you study. What if the child doesn't have? What if they have like esoteric? What if they have like they're going to be in service of being a reader for somebody, or they're going to be psychic like Raz was, and you try to push that child into being a doctor? They're going to be pissed probably at the parent eventually, and a lot of kids do, and that makes dissonance in the world, right? Static. So how do you alleviate that? Study it. One of the best things you can do as a parent is to study your children's owner's manual. I say if you're not doing that, I say you're being selfish as a parent. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but that's my final answer.
I agree 100%. I think that all children should know the lunar cycle before puberty. So parents with littles, start teaching them the lunar cycle, just awareness of it. That's all they need. The rest of it will flow in. So, you should be able to quiz your kid like, okay, what's the moon phase tonight? What constellation is it in? Just those two things. That's all they need. And that way they start tracking it and following it. And then you can follow it with them too. And you can know when they're, when they need to ice cream and need to be alone, or, if they should have some time off for some fun or something rather than working really hard. You'll know those things too by watching their own personal transits. So, yeah.
It's
awesome
amazing
questions.
To see that. It's amazing to see. And again, if you're a parent and you see what do you want to be when you grow up? And your child says, I want to be a musician. And you actually open up the chart and you see that in the chart. Mm-hmm. As a parent, you're not going to hesitate to buy them their piano. Like, oh, I don't have the money. Well, you'll get a second job to buy that kid a piano because they may be supporting you when you get older. You're investing in the piano, not just for your child, but for yourself as well. Right?
Yeah. You're going to be the best pianist ever.
You're going to be another Mozart. It happens all the time as parents. Like, I put my kid through music school because my kid wanted to go. I got his own drum set and all that stuff. Happens all the time. And I will bet my life that if you go back and look at the astrology, it supports that.
Yep. It's really amazing. It's stunning. Yeah. So astrology, absolutely for the kids, absolutely for, if you don't have money. Some of you actually have charts where if you just studied astrology, the money would come in through other means. So there's really no downside to studying astrology, in my opinion. It can be very, very helpful. All right. We have one more question. This one's pretty cool. Kind of a anonymous name, but the Happy Cynic writes to thank us both for the thought-provoking conversations and the unique way that we decode the patterns of the world. They appreciate the perspectives that we bring and ask a deeply personal question about the origin of our work and insight. So, where is the wellspring of your magic? Where does your magic come from? How do you pull the cards so perfectly? How do you find those numbers? How do you know what people are supposed to do?
It's from the ether, baby. It's not here.
Yeah, it's the non-local connection that we all have. We all have access to it, right?
Again, I'll say this. Yesterday, I've been having this. I've been having this cascade of downloads that have come since I decoded the tree of knowledge and all that shit came in. It has opened up like the floodgates of bomb after bomb of like mic drop, mic drop, mic drop. Last night, I found another one, and it coincides with the Matrix. Do you remember in the Matrix when Neo wakes up from the pod he's in?
Yeah.
Remember
It's
that?
disgusting. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yeah. But before he wakes up, there's all these pods that are like acres and acres, and there's all these electrical impulses.
Oh yeah, that was a horrifying scene. I mean, I think it
was.
traumatized a generation of people.
Yeah. Well, guess what? It's true.
Okay.
We are human transistors living inside of a computer system, and you are a transistor, and you serve a semiconductor. You serve memory. You're connected to memory. If you start to study a computer and the components of a computer, you will learn about life. You'll learn about it. And so I just released it, and that's where the wellspring of the magic comes from the source of the computer. What's the source? Memory, the semiconductor.
That's amazing.
You call that God, divine, whatever you can call it, whatever you want to call it. You can go all the way back to ancient Sumeria and the god of the sky, who's Anu, who I can tell you right now is Uranus. Who's the king of the gods? Uranus. Uranus.
OG.
The OG.
That's right.
That's who I serve. I can tell you that. That's what I'm connected to. I already know it. All the numbers line up.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree about the whole. I don't know if it's that specific, or if it's that what's the word I'm thinking for? That electronic. There's probably no real like good analogy we can have for what you're
Terrible.
describing.
There's none. We tried to get it out, but
Yeah.
the numbers line up with that.
There's a physics principle out there called the holographic principle. Have you heard of this? So the idea is that there's like this flat plane, this two-dimensional space that we project 3D reality onto, and the rules of physics are in the 3D part, but they're not in the 2D part. So like even though, you're in Mexico and I'm in Texas, like on that 2D grid, we're right next to each other. Even though on the thing that we project, we're like over here. So you can connect with people like that, especially if I think magic goes both ways too. I think there's magic that you can try to do for people, but if they're not wanting to receive it, like people as a doctor, they come in saying, "Doctor, fix me." I'm like, "Well, okay, I'll give you these 5 things you need to do. Did you do any of them? No. Well, then you're not going to get fixed. I'm not going to be able to help you." Same thing. So I think there's definitely an exchange. So I can see how there would be an electric current. We are magnetic for sure, with the heart and the field that it has around it, that electromagnetic field, which has the dipole. So I could see that we're, like a battery that has, the positive and negative electrodes. But wow, I just don't know. I mean, yeah, the Matrix traumatized a generation, thinking that that they're serving something that's evil. But I don't know if this is evil. Is the circuit board that you're thinking, is it evil, or is it just
Is the computer evil?
Is it just no? It just is what it
There's
is.
your answer.
Yeah.
It's unconditional. I can open it. I can get up in the morning. I can turn on my computer and I can throw on something that's evil. I can throw on something that's constructive and good, that you consider good. So a computer is just going to do your bidding. Same with a movie. I can go and turn a show on and it can be evil. I can turn a show on, that'll be good. This reality that we live in is unconditional.
It allows both.
It's both. How can it not be? Because when somebody says, oh, God is only good, how are you ever to support that? When there are people that die from hurricanes and tsunamis and earthquakes, and children die of cancer when they're 3 or 4 years old, how is that a God of good? It doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that everything's allowed in this reality. My final answer is this reality is not real. It ain't real. It's like the movie that you're going to probably watch after you end this transmission. When you go watch, next time you go watch a movie or a show, try yelling at the character and tell them to do something else. See if they listen to you.
Mm.
And is it when they get shot and killed, do they really die? Nope.
Nope.
So when people get shot and killed in this reality, do they really die?
For those of us left behind, it feels like it.
Yeah, of course it does to us. But
But I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, if you had that, if that were really true, and you could sort of know that with full 100% certainty, then you wouldn't have to be afraid of death, right?
well,
You wouldn't have to be afraid of sort of the challenges that come your way in the game, right? I mean, when you're playing a video game, you're not scared that you're gonna. I mean, it's frustrating when you lose your life or you die in the video game, because you have to go back and do it again.
do you remember that? I mean, it's a good point. Remember, did you ever play video games when you were a kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like you're playing Super Mario Brothers, right? And you're going down in the pipes and you're jumping on the turtles and you're kicking
Yeah.
them and you're shooting the pellets and stuff. You remember getting to those levels and then game over. You're on your last and you gotta, oh God, I gotta go. And you gotta go all the way back to the beginning. You gotta do that level all over again. And you keep doing that level all over again. And next thing you know, you just breeze through it.
Yep.
And now you're fighting and you're getting to the end. Or you're playing The Legend of Zelda, or you're playing Grand Theft Auto, or whatever game you're playing, Street Fighter, you become good at this. And you beat the level and you graduate, right?
And then you don't play it anymore.
That's right. But the characters in that game, they cannot get out of the game. Like if you've ever played Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero and Scorpio and Liu Kang and Blanca in Street Fighter, do you think they could ever get out of the game? Like when you turn the game on, are they ever going to come out of that game? They're stuck in that game. The character, what you write, whoever wrote the software of those characters, they are stuck inside that software. The idea is the same thing. And the Hotel California, you can check it anytime you like, but you can never leave. The idea is you're written into this code. So a lot of people say you can't get out. Just like people get Street Fighter, man. Guile's not getting out. Liu Kang's not getting out. It's an idea. I'm not saying it's a final answer, but it's an idea. Oh boy, that would change so many things. If
It would, right? I mean, gosh, if we just knew it. But I guess that's
serving-
part of the mystery. I guess that's part of the
mystery,
game.
right? But I
and
say
fun.
you're serving out a life sentence. You're serving out a life sentence. You don't get out until you die. Life sentence. You're serving out one. Everybody. We're all in prison. Just doesn't feel like it.
I like my prison. It feels pretty
Me
good.
too.
Cool. What a great show. What a great community of people in the I don't know if you've been watching the comments at all, but they're wonderful.
A little bit.
A little bit. Let's see. We don't have any more questions. We're done. We're done with guests. We're done with questions. I don't see any more in the chat. There was one question that said, should I move to San Diego tonight? And I'm just gonna say yes.
That's a mocking question there.
No, it was Julie who was on last week.
Oh, okay.
And so I was gonna say yes.
My apologies.
Do
Julie.
it. Should I leave San Diego tonight?
You ever see Starsky and Hutch? You ever see that movie?
If I did, it was a long time ago.
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Remember that? You ever see that movie?
I remember that. I don't remember like every
Pop the
detail of the movie, but yeah.
Truck, do it.
Yeah. Do it. Just do it. Do it.
Oh my God, that movie, that's so funny, man. I gotta watch that again.
Just do it.
I like comedy.
All right. Do we want to do
One card for me, one card for you. How about that?
yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll see, like, so what is the question? This will answer the question on everyone's mind right now, whatever that question is.
Well, collectively, what's the most important thing to focus on in life right now? Unless you got a different question you want to ask.
No, I like that one. Okay, ready?
Yeah. You want to do it on 3 on the count of 3? Oh, shit. All right. You just... All right. That's cool. Whatever. It's all good. I mean, this is how I pull mine. A fingernail. What do you got?
I got the magician. Reverse king of clubs.
Well, I'm going to do both.
Okay.
So, mastermind. Guess who this is connected to?
You.
Uranus. Well, it
Oh.
is. It's my spirit card. But Uranus. It's tied to Uranus.
Yeah.
Yep. The mastermind. Well, what is the message here for all of you? Become the wizard of mastermind. That's what it means.
Yep.
As above, so below. You take the energy from the as above, you bring it down into the so below, and you listen to your intuition. Stop listening to people's opinions.
And the Taurus field, I always love the magician for that.
Yeah.
Taurus field above that.
Taurus field, man.
You were just talking about the electromagnetic field of humans as batteries. So yeah. We are the magic that runs this reality.
For sure.
We are the suns.
Stop listening to people's opinions.
People love your cap. They love your hat.
Oh yeah. This was when I had merchandise, and this is something that I created. This is my tagline, and this is the only one I have. I don't have any other ones. So yeah, I had a merch, I had a store, and I dropped it. It just wasn't selling anything, so I got rid of it. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that.
Yeah, lots of great comments.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. That's Julie. She's gonna leave San Diego tonight.
San Diego is an amazing town.
I've been there once.
My favorite place is Orange County, but San Diego is an amazing place. I have friends that live in San Diego, Del Mar, La Jolla. Love that area. I lived in San Diego for like a year.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
That had to be expensive.
Right off of Nobel Drive.
Goodness. I mean, La Jolla, one-bedroom house is like $4 million.
It's crazy, yeah. UTC. I lived in UTC right off of Nobel, right off the 5 in San Diego. Love the place. I got friends still there. Great town, great weather.
Oh yeah, the weather's amazing. You can't beat that. Actually, where we live in Corpus, my uncle used to live in San Diego a long time ago, like 50s, 60s, and he said that where we live now reminds him of the way it used to be, like just a sleepy little town on the ocean, and then all of a sudden it got very very, very, very rich, very smug.
It just depends on where you go, but I mean, all of California is absurdly overpriced. So.
Yeah.
I think Orange County is my favorite. You've been to Orange County?
Is that like LA area?
So it's in between LA and San Diego.
No, I've done LA and I've done San Diego.
Yeah, Orange County's the best.
I want to do Northern California.
Lived up there too.
Yeah, oh, you did? Wow.
8 years. East Bay.
many different lives for you.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. Got friends up there too. It's a cool time. It's just the weather's not that. It has a bit long rainy season. I'm not a fan of San Francisco area.
Never been to the Golden Gate Bridge. I'd like to see that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the redwoods. I want to see the redwoods.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're going way up to Eureka and up that area.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome up there.
Yeah.
California is an amazing state. It's too bad it's just, it's super uber expensive. And I don't know. I just love the weather. The weather is just unmatched. I think the south of France and maybe Spain has some of the similar weather. Some of them might like Gibraltar and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But LA just has.
You can't beat it. Like, 75 to 80 all year round.
Yeah,
beautiful people everywhere.
It's pretty awesome. It's not like it used to be though, man. At all is LA, especially like that's usually when I go to visit, and a lot of businesses have closed up, a lot of homeless, a lot.
Yeah.
But very, very expensive. Very, very expensive to live there. How about where
Yeah.
you're at? What's the cost of like what is
Oh,
what is
it's pretty good. I mean,
gallon gas
Texas,
cost there?
yeah, Texas is they do pretty well.
How much is your gas?
It is $3.50 right now. I don't know where is it.
$8 in LA, like seven. It's probably
Wow.
$7 in LA. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It gets hot here though. And where we live is like on the way to nowhere. Like we have pretty much the end of the line kind of an airport. We have 5 gates. If you want to go anywhere nonstop, you got to go to Houston or to San Antonio.
So it's a 2-stop city.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good. Yeah.
Good side. You got South Padre Island.
We have beach here. We have Mustang Island here, which is nice, and the Gulf Shore. We also have a bay. So Corpus Christi has a bay as well. They got a little beach in there, and they got a lot of boating and sailing. And we used to actually kite surf quite a bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I've been to Corpus Christi one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was on the road doing seminars, it was one of the cities that we went to.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That's where we're at.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap it for tonight. What a great
it.
show. Again, it's always a pleasure, and I'm grateful for you for being here.
Likewise.
And helping grow this beautiful community. Again, guys, go check out that list. Just get on the list up here. There's a little QR code in the top left corner, just so I can be in touch with you. So if you want to get it on the spot, I can send you the email, and you don't have to get on. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you'll be the first to know. So that's great. And then also, if you want to just submit a question when we ask for questions, that will be where it comes from as well. So I think that's everything I wanted to think about.
Thanks to the moderators. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for you,
Yeah.
Dan, for all your effort. Like you definitely went above and beyond. It's just getting better and better.
That's right.
Graphics were better, more in tune. So that's awesome.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, whatever you do out there, don't forget to look up.
Look up, man. That's all you got to do. That's Danny's famous saying. Just look up.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, we love you.
Freaking Leo.
We'll see you all next time.
Adios.
What if the question is the answer? Ask it, face it, live it out loud. Ask it, face it, no hiding now. This is the moment, this is the line. One question changes your whole timeline. Feel it freezing under your skin. Something knocking, let it begin. No more silence, no more delay. Truth don't whisper, it finds a way. Heartbeat louder, time slows down. There's no escaping what you found. Ask it, face it, live it out loud. Ask it, face it, no hiding now. There's a fire you can't ignore. There's a truth you felt before. Every answer lives inside, but it waits till you decide. Ask it, face it, live it out loud. Ask it, face it, no hiding now. So, what's your question?